What do we do? What do we do? Ah, let's see here. All right. Give me just 1 second, guys. We get started here. Okay. So we're just gonna check out the ending of this game. I think that was like a closing segment or whatever, and we stayed up way too late the other night. So I mean last night. So we're gonna see how this concludes, and then from there we're gonna decide what we're gonna do next, probably. All right, let's see here. So we only got. Would you?
What up? Your voice sounds extra deep today, sir.
Do you like it?
Very, very intimidating.
I'm trying to like sound cooler, you know.
Oh, it's working. It's working. Chill factor's right up there.
Yeah, I'm trying to like sound like I have more authority, because that way people will stick around longer, you know what I mean? So we're just
Yeah,
gonna,
intimidate them into saying
and all of that while wearing a Bluey shirt that says Dad, and it has the dad character from Bluey. It's like Chad status.
Bluey the cartoon?
Yeah.
You know, they made apparently the artist drew that cartoon with colors that specifically like attract dogs to watch.
I know. It's, well, dogs can't, like, basically, from my understanding, is they straight up can't see certain colors. So they made it so they ensured that when they made it so dogs can see it, basically. Man, I'm doing this video on a little handheld device that I got, and I can't wait for you guys to see it. It's so cool. It's like a mini emulator.
Sounds cool.
Yeah. I'm gonna, like, in the next couple of days, I'm gonna play like a couple of games and record some of that footage so I can have it for the video. But it's like, it's such a fun little device to have. Yeah, I don't think you and Tiggs are gonna be able to join, because I think it's just like a thing that only Steve and I, because we're I guess the main characters can see.
Gonna try it anyway.
But I want the boys to be here so we can take a look. And then
Yeah, I'm here.
yeah, Jesus, what's taking you so long? I swear we talked about another game, and
Well, it's not black for me anymore.
what do you mean?
No, I'm Steve, that's why.
Oh. Yeah,
I'm
so
Steve. I'm playing it. You can't kick me out now, Steve.
oh, you guys might be able to be in as spectators, maybe. Or I don't even know if the game's gonna let you stay in.
Probably not. Not when Steve takes
I'll
me.
try.
Yeah, but essentially, like,
I'm loading. Oh, I got black screen.
Because you're me, probably. Hold on, switch him to him.
well, that's
Oh yeah, now I'm there.
okay.
So if you're not one of the two main
Yeah.
Oh,
Generals.
I can still spectate though. It's
You can
not
see?
black for me. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Yeah. All right. We'll see if I think Tiggs is playing Mass Effect.
Massive wreck.
Massive Effect. But yeah, I swear we talked about a game, and for the life of me, I was thinking about it last night and this morning, and I cannot remember
Valheim?
No, it wasn't a game we talked about last night. It was a game we talked about like
Solus? Stormforge or Stormcraft or some shit?
Storm. What is that? Stormforge? Did we talk
don't
about
know.
this game?
I don't know. I'm just trying to...
There's literally a game called Stormforge, and it's going to be announced. What the hell? It looks like a Valheim clone. And it's co-op. What are the odds? Like, it's literally online co-op, and it says it's relevant to Terraria and Valheim. That's funny.
I used to play Terraria a long time ago.
Me too.
I would love to play Terraria from beginning to end. But can you even play Terraria as 4-player co-op?
I'm not sure.
Does
I know it's 2-player for
Terraria
sure.
have 4-player co-op? There are 2 types of multiplayer environments: host and play. Okay. Terraria 4-player. Terraria 4-player PC split screen. Jesus Christ.
Ooh.
What is the max amount of players in a Terraria server? Okay, let's see.
Oh,
The
okay,
default max players is 8, or 16 as of patch 1.4. But this can be changed during server startup as well as within... Oh, okay. Can you play Terraria with more than 4 players? 8 people online, only 4 per console. So 4-player local split screen, 8 players total. Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Hey, dude. I saw this game online for like $5. It's where I think it's called Demonologist.
Demonologist?
And yeah, it's like a plague. You know, those people that go into haunted houses with all the equipment and shit.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Like
Phantasmagoria,
or what was that called?
or
Yeah.
like, yeah. It's kind of like that, but I think it's more like ghost hunting. I'm not too sure. Is that what Phantasmagoria is all about too?
Oh, that shit! I heard that game was fucking scary, but I was like, I was like,
but I think all 4 of us together fucking around with ghost equipment would be fun. I think the funny would outweigh the scariness, I think.
I mean, I'm down to try it, but I'm a massive wuss.
Yeah.
It's not like super scary, but it is kind of like fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's gonna be scenes. You're gonna be seeing some weird shit.
Brenna says hello, Dave.
Hello, Brenna.
Yeah, so I kind of wanted to... Oh, Tiggs is here too. So I kind of wanted to see the ending of this game properly, and then I kind of wanted to talk to you guys and see which games would be cool to play. Valheim did get a massive update though, like recently.
And then Valheim. I think I have that game.
You don't want to play Divinity Sin 2?
No. I definitely want to play Divinity Sin 2. What is the time commitment on that though? It's probably much longer than what we just played.
Well, the thing is, we're not going to run into a lot of the issues we had with 1.
Oh, that's true, because natively it has 4-player co-op, right?
Yeah. Like, trust me, a lot of the time we were dealing with a lot of,
oh, yeah,
bugs
for sure.
and issues and stuff like that. That took up a lot of time.
So it says about 60 hours. If you're striving to see all aspects of the game, you're likely to spend around 156 hours. How much time did we spend on Divinity 2? 135 hours. Jesus Christ.
Well, like I said, that would be like 80 or less. Because of like how much we had to reload and stuff like that. You're not going to have that much of a problem.
Yeah, for sure. I'm just thinking like long term, we can discuss that. Let's just take a look and see how...
Sorry, wait, so... Are you suggesting this because you want something like a little more casual or something like that, or is that?
No, I feel like Divinity is pretty casual.
Okay.
Valheim.
Talking about after Divinity 2.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
if you wanted to create a list of like what we play after that, that's fine. I was just asking, like, you still want to play that?
Yeah, I'm down. I mean, I don't want to start it right away. But
are you're saying like if you have time within the next month to casually play something, you would want to do something else besides Divinity?
No. I'm definitely gonna take like a 2-3 week break.
But just I don't know. I'm just trying to get my brain around why you're happy so specifically about this.
Yeah. No, I just kind of wanted to do a casual stream, see the ending of this game.
Oh, like it's something we can do if we're done this.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Where's Tiggs is here. Okay, Tiggs, did you join? Are you able to spectate? Oh, he didn't join yet. Okay. He might have unplugged his microphone. I'm gonna assume it's that.
Oh, lost her.
Colostrum? Colostrum's good.
No, I said that bastard.
Let me see.
He's practicing his ass waiting.
Mm.
Yeah, hello, gentlemen.
Take it ready.
So, is that it? Is this game over?
Well, can you join?
I'll give it.
It's like an epilogue.
Yeah.
It's probably only gonna last us maybe like 10 minutes
Yeah.
tops. That's my guess. Maybe more. I'm not sure.
I don't see this
You know how
being.
much pleasure you could derive in 10 minutes.
That's about how. Yeah.
Oh,
No.
they have a source hunter there. That's like a trainer.
Do not underestimate the 10 minutes.
There can be a lot done in 10 minutes, let me tell you. But I'm assuming that this is gonna be the setup for the next game. So that's why I didn't want to just kind of let it go after the dragon fight, you know?
Well, I'm sure they didn't go too far into it because remember they were on the brink of bankruptcy. So
Brink of bankruptcy.
oof, bankruptcy. So I don't know like how much they actually did.
Well, they called
Yeah,
it the definitive version. What's up?
Still seeing the blank screen, and I
Okay.
was still dead, was I not?
No. Let me see if you see now. Okay, so you should have control of Steve's character now, right?
Yeah, I can see.
Okay. Right,
Yeah,
Tiggs? Okay.
Steve Cat.
Can you spectate now? Is it blank still? Or can you watch us?
I don't know.
Is this back?
Is it a black screen
Yeah,
or
I've seen
no?
it. No.
Okay, perfect. Alright, let's go. So there's a source hunters here. Get back to it, train, whatever.
As
Okay.
wet behind the ears as guppies, but as eager as well-armed puppies. They'll rival even the likes of you afore the year's out.
They look
Okay.
like legionnaires.
Yeah.
They look exactly the same.
To think the Academy was but a hair's breadth away from being blinked out of existence.
To think the academy was but a hair's... Oh. Oh, so these are the... Oh, okay.
Why didn't they give us like this during the game? I'm just kind of.
Yeah, well, this is a definitive version of the game, so...
Who's finally back?
Okay, let's see.
Were you out hunting source or finding yourself?
Just kind of shocked we didn't get to go here before
So,
Yeah.
the ending.
out with it then. Who killed Councillor Jake?
Oh, who killed Counselor Jake? They wrap it up in that. The murder of Counselor Jake. That's quite a long story. Speaking of finding ourselves, what have you heard about the Guardians of the God Box or the Void Dragon, perhaps? Alright, let's talk about the murder. That's crazy. I completely forgot about that. Like, literally, we spent so many hours talking about Counselor Jake and his
We've
murder.
heard the rumors.
Oh, Zandalar's in there.
End of time that. The recruits may buy it hook, line, and sinker, but I've been on the farm long enough to know a tall tale when I hear one.
Can you imagine there's like another boss fight in here or something? Like, I don't know what like
But first,
we're supposed to expect going into this.
I don't know.
the kind I don't like to see loitering around Academy headquarters. Clear them out, and then get to writing.
Wait,
Wait,
what?
I like the round table. That's kind of cool.
But first, you've got a visitor. The kind I don't like to see loitering around Academy headquarters. Okay. Speaking of finding ourselves, what have you heard about the Guardians of the God Box or the Void Dragon, perhaps?
Gods above. There's at least 2 in every year. Look, I don't care what you do in your free time, recruit. But on Academy grounds, the recreational use of Drudenay is strictly prohibited.
Oh, it's like weed. A visitor.
Hold on.
What?
Did you strike up the conversation or did they
He just started.
talk to you?
He just started.
Okay.
Yeah. A visitor, you say? Did you happen to catch a name? Oh, it's Aru, isn't it?
Do I look like your secretary? Go on. They're just inside.
Okay,
You see Aru?
Jesus. I saw Aru, yeah. Oh, Zandalore and Aru. Aru!
Source Hunter, how I rejoice at your return. I may not have scurried through the first garden
Who's
myself,
that car?
but
It's
thunder and
the
tomcats,
sisters.
I can vividly imagine the terrible battle you fought and won in that starry realm.
Okay.
Leandra is dead. It had to be.
Oh, Leandra's dead.
Astarte is free. The Void
What?
Dragon enclosed a new and
They just
forever.
killed her off for no reason.
So
I don't
few
know.
people know that thanks
Well,
to
she got
you
merged
and
with the other
only you,
sister.
they draw
Yeah, but how did she
Couldn't
die
have-
though?
that
Maybe
couldn't
that's-
afford her price for the second game.
And that the Weaver quietly
Wait,
leaves
what?
as if nothing
They couldn't
ever
afford
happened.
her request for voice acting on the second game, so.
Yeah.
Your quest is
Are you
over,
serious, or
Hunter,
are you
but
just joking
your
there?
No, I'm
glory
just joking,
ends.
man.
One
Because
day
honestly,
your
that would make
story will
sense
be
too.
sung, and your
Okay.
very name
We're just gonna
whispered
kill her
in
off now. Fuck you.
How honored I am indeed.
It's just so random, man. I was like, what? She died.
Your tale.
Okay. That's all you have to say?
So this is where you trade, is it, Guardian?
Kuri was
Perhaps
disappointed.
you
Like,
prefer
come
your
on, man.
within these walls, Source Hunter. A pleasure to find you well once more. Tell me, how are you faring?
Fine, I suppose. All I've experienced hardly seems real. Unsettled, to say the least. That journey tested us in every way imaginable. Never been better. We've defeated a force of great destruction and saved all the realm from oblivion.
That you have, dear Guardian. And Rivellon will remain forever in your debt.
Okay.
Wherever you may go, you can cast your eyes about you and know that all you see continues to exist because of you.
Oh, here we go. What has become of Ikara and Leandra?
I can only hope that they've both found peace. A quiet afterlife away from the world that hurt them so. I will remember them as I knew them. Witches in the woods, bound by their love for each other and the magic that infused so thoroughly in their very beings.
Oh, that's sad. So they, like, after we got the Void Dragon, it just kind of... They just vanished? What will you do now? Where will you
Well,
go?
there's only one thing I could possibly set my mind to, Source Hunter.
Wait, that's how they end.
I've got
That's
to
how they
find
end.
the White
End that
Witch.
character. She just
I hope
vanished.
we'll meet again,
I don't
Source
know.
Hunter. A wizard.
She, like, disappeared or something? That's weird.
Wait, that's
Okay.
it? Who is this? This is just a random recruit. Oh, man. I wonder if, like, a bunch of these... Oh, okay. So there's skill books here. Let's see. Okay.
Like, should we even bother looting at all? Because
Nah, I'm not going to. Let's see. Source Hunter, another one.
Welcome back. You won't believe all the stories we've heard about you.
Okay. Wait, this is it?
You're gonna see the giant door. Wow.
Yeah. That's why I'm confused. I was like, is there something
this
that we're
just looks pretty
missing?
cool.
Yeah. This part reminds me of Baldur's Gate. Like the scenery.
Yeah.
Oh, it says the end.
So, this is it. After all we've discovered, after the battles we've won, I think it really is over.
Open the door.
Open the door.
What do you suppose
Open
we
the
should
door.
do?
Hold the door. Hold the door.
What do you suppose we should do now? I'd say we more than deserve a little rest and relaxation, considering what we've been through. The void may be caged, but the rest of the realm's villains remain. Rivellon has need of us yet. I'd say we more than deserve a little rest. We didn't complete all the quests, but I'm not gonna stress about it.
I'd say we more than deserve a little rest and relaxation, considering what we've been through.
How right you are. How is a sunny beach and a cold drink sound to you?
Hell yeah, brother, let's get oiled up.
Yeah.
Is that it? Oh, is it gonna take us to an actual beach? That'd be cool.
And thus the
It's back to being black. God damn it.
remainder of their mortal days.
Oh,
I
Zigzag
live
is talking
vicariously
about
through your
us.
stream.
You what?
It went black again. I'll live vicariously by looking through your stream.
Okay. Wait, we're an imp now. Okay.
The end.
What?
It's the
The
same
end?
imps
But that's
before.
only the beginning. What did the Guardians do after that?
Well, if you really want Want to know?
Okay.
If you've ever tried to romance a
They got down to
Brawl,
business.
you'll know just how Savior the First felt while wooing Savior the Second.
Oh god, we got hot and
Perhaps
heavy.
The best, the two parted ways when they returned to Rivellon. Savior the First never forgot Savior the Second and would think of their adventures whenever the moon was particularly pearl-shaped or the sunset a special shade of orange. As for Savior the Second, Savior the First was forgotten as soon as breakfast came.
And that's the end? That's it? That's all? Go ahead.
What more could you ask for, little imp? The void is contained, the goddess is freed, and the saviors have returned to Rivellon.
Rivellon.
What more could you ask for?
He's a French.
That's it?
Oh, yeah, that's it.
Aw. You finished the game in Tactician
Oh, hey.
mode.
I got the achievements, though.
Yep.
Yeah, me too.
Me too.
Oh, and I'm seeing the
Honestly, I'm
Pretty
proud.
satisfying again.
I'm honestly sad, like, proud of us for finishing it on Tactician. Some of
Yeah.
those, like, some of those battles were crazy. In Lamia Mario, Kirill Pokrovsky. Sven Vince.
With Swenvik, my boy.
Freaking Giga Chad.
Oh yeah, he's a fucking badass.
Yep.
Like the balls on that dude,
Yeah.
especially during the game.
Oh,
modes,
he was writing the story too. And he was in the game design.
Holy sh!
Absolute
Damn.
Chad behavior.
He
Combat
helping.
design.
He helping out at all levels, multiple levels.
It looks like it.
No.
Well, that was pretty good. I mean, I'm not mad at that ending.
Like I said, I wish the only problem I had is we kind of did waste like probably 30 hours of just bullshit.
Oh, for
like
sure.
Fucking bugs and shit. Or like, oh my god.
Because it wasn't made
much.
as a 4-player experience, you know.
I know. I
It's
consider that fucking honor mode for us because of how
Yeah.
much bullshit we do with.
That's true. All right.
But it was fun. It was fun.
Like I said,
That
two
was
is
pretty
that
fun.
was a terrible ending. That was an awful end. What was the
shut
gills?
up.
What was the
Ah,
strippers?
shut
Where's
up.
the difference?
Get them all
They're
in
on the-
here.
Your imagination.
We were promised both.
Just go back to your ass waiting.
Go back, I swear. Oh man. Let me just fix it.
Oh, fun stream, boys. Fun stream. It was good.
Yeah, it was pretty fun.
Wow, that was so fucking quick. That did not last long.
Hey,
like 10
a lot
minutes.
can be done in 10 minutes. I think we discussed this earlier.
Actually, I think that took us 20 minutes, actually.
Twice the fun.
Oh wait, did I not add chat here? Your stream's chat. Here we go. Okay.
Oh, so let's do chain together, all four of us, real quick.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Do you think Steve would... Can you guys type something in chat? I want to check how this looks on stream.
What chat?
What about
Oh,
me?
on YouTube?
Yeah, on YouTube.
What did you say about that? What about me?
Oh, wait, maybe I'm a dumbass. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Oh my god, this is gonna be so much easier now that I did this. Ah, beautiful. Okay, nice.
I can uninstall the game now. I got more space now.
Yeah, throw that shit in the trash, boy.
Yep, it's gone. Fuck that. Thanks for reminding me.
Hell yeah, I don't want to do that
Oh
shit.
wait, it's why is it
Not
not
just for
working?
space, but you're done.
Why is it not working?
We got our money's worth. That's what matters. We definitely got our money's worth.
Not to install Divinity Original Sin 2.
Well, I'm not gonna do it yet because we are gonna take a break. So there's no point in downloading it yet.
It's not point of. Oh yeah. Don't download it yet. The chat's not
I'm
working for
downloading
some
right now.
reason, and I'll figure that out.
What, on YouTube?
Yeah, I don't know what I messed up, but I kind of want to make it nicer for actually see here. I'm gonna duplicate this as, and then I'm gonna take this.
And put it in my butt.
No. Oh, shoot.
Hey, stop ass waiting.
Wait.
Stop swaying the ass.
We're gonna do this, right? I'm gonna duplicate it. I'm just gonna use this time to test stuff out live on stream. Who cares? And then we can talk about video games we want to play it later. Sorry, give me just 1 second. I just don't want to forget doing this. So that's the talking scene, and then this scene I can mess with. No. Oh my god. I'm going to scream.
There is no god, only Zool.
The what?
There is no god, only Zool.
True. True, dude. True, dude. Oh.
The Ghostbusters reference there, buddy.
Is it? I never watched Ghostbusters.
Wow.
Shame.
Oh, you missed out.
Shame.
Shame. Everybody teabag him.
Wait, this is insane.
For sure.
chat,
For sure.
though,
How
right?
could you not watch Ghostbusters?
Right.
To be fair, I don't think I've actually watched the originals.
Ghost Blaster.
Actually, I don't remember when the original came out in the theater, and I was still at high school when that happened.
I think I only watched part.
Samesies.
Oh shit, there we go.
There we go.
So I'm buying a new printer. I ordered a new printer.
Ooh, okay.
So I might be getting rid of this older printer. And not too much wrong with it, except for it's a pain in the ass to use, and it probably needs a new motor.
Hold on, guys. I'm texting somebody about practice tomorrow.
So wait, are you like upgrading or what?
Yeah, I'm getting a bed, one that self levels instead of having to manually do all that shit.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna mess with the stream stuff later. What do we want to look at, boys? Want to look at some games? Oh, that's not happening anymore.
Well, I'm just looking to see what games you've got listed for our multiplayer.
Here I'm showing them on stream right now.
Yeah, I've also curated my own library list to call up.
I mean, I have this with online co-op tag. So, I mean, I have no idea. There's just so many. Unlisted looks fun. I mean, I have some games that are. Yeah, we'll just have to like go through it. I swear it's bugging me that I can't find a game that we talked about at some point, and we're like, yeah, we should definitely play that, and then I have no idea what happened to it. I can't find it, and I don't remember the name of it. It's so annoying. What about
I think that would have happened.
What about Borderlands? Did you guys play Borderlands?
Yeah. Which one?
Which one?
I played Borderlands 1 and 2.
I never finished 3. I think I started and I never ever finished
I've never finished 2 or 3, but I think
fucking villains in 3 are. I heard they're kind of shit. I heard they're really annoying.
Let me see.
According to your list, you've got the pre-sequel and Borderlands 2, which I've also got.
I don't think you can do more than 2 players though.
So it's like a cooperative too.
Yeah, it's like it's like 2 co-op. I don't think you can do 4.
Keenan Lynch. Oh my god, that was a messed up game.
4 players.
Okay, what about ever guys heard of a game called Anabolic Factor? It's like a
factor.
Yeah, it's It's similar to what's that game that Valve made, like Half-Life a little bit?
How is this not on? I can't find this game. Oh, abiotic factor.
Oh, sorry, did I say that wrong?
Yeah, you said anabolic. Abiotic factor. Abiotic factor.
Anorexic factor.
Survival crafting experience for 1 to 6 players set in the depths of an underground research facility. Caught between paranormal containment failure, a military crusade, and chaos from a dozen realms. The world's greatest minds must survive against the universe's biggest threats. Okay, let's see the trailer for this. See what's up.
Gate is cleaning house. And we are the dirt.
Okay.
Expected.
No.
No, this is worse
Here.
than I expected.
Okay.
Gate is cleaning house. And we are the dirt.
What's that game with outer space and damn, I can't remember.
No Man's Sky?
Yeah, we can play that.
I'm down for No
Need a
Man's Sky.
trip.
Yeah, I'm down for. I have a badass character in No Man's Sky. I'm pretty cool.
I mean, I would want to start like fresh.
Oh yeah, you definitely can, and I can help you
I
with it.
don't see how. Maybe you can get us out of it.
Yeah, I'm pretty much. I'm starting again and fresh with No Man's Sky myself. I didn't get any further with the game, and next minute they start dropping all the updates.
I haven't played since a shitload of updates. Like I think I stopped before the first one where they added pets and stuff.
I hate to think what
I haven't played it since they had those interesting dinosaur glitches when they first released.
The game feels like an MMO a little bit now because there's so much content in there, and there's so many things you can buy and trade and
What,
like,
No Man's Sky?
Oh yeah, it's complex now.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot more. Like I said, a lot more to do. The thing is, a lot of it's just like inventory management, getting certain types of materials, going to certain planets with certain materials, building up a settlement maybe.
Mhm.
Like you can do so much.
Yeah.
It's just that.
I mean, we can. I can't remember how it works in No Man's Sky though. Like, do you
I'd have to
online
install that
co-op.
game. What about Project Zomboid?
I think they made it easier to meet up. I know it used to be like near impossible to fucking meet up. with everybody.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, the thing
Project.
is, that's when they fucked up a lot.
Yeah, Project Zomboid. Actually, Cody would play that with us, and I'm
I heard
pretty
that one
sure.
was good.
Yeah, I heard so too. A local 4-player split. Oh no. Okay, so this is local.
And there's Valheim.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot.
Game
we
you
can
ain't got
do.
squadrons.
You got what?
Star Wars.
Game you don't have
and
Star Wars
Squadrons?
squadrons. Yeah.
I heard
Wait,
good
can
things
you?
about
cheap.
it.
Wait, you can do the campaign co-op?
I believe it's just with
Multiplayer?
the multiplayer co-op.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. It's not a bad game. I mean, it's not great. It's just it is.
Yeah. I mean, it looks cool.
Not
I
as good as
have
the
it.
original X-wing.
Yeah, I have it on. I have it on my EA account. Yeah, it's cool. I mean,
It's in the game.
yeah, we just need to start like a. I think we need to start like a spreadsheet almost. And I'm not joking.
Yeah, I agree.
Well,
Cooperative
we'll let you do
multiplayer
that, nerd.
spreadsheet simulator. Great game.
Can you put it on Excel for me, you fucking nerd?
Shut up. Games to play. Games to play together.
I'm just joking, buddy.
Then we're gonna do what? Are we gonna do? I mean, do we want to have criteria? Do we want to like have campaign co-op or no? Let's just start listing games. Valheim, No Man's Sky, Project Zomboid.
Yep, you want hentai? You want big fish?
Oh, yeah.
and jigglies.
Let's do what's that fucking one I see all the goddamn time everywhere? The
What?
I don't know. Every time I open it, it's Honkai Studios makes it.
Honkai Rails?
Yeah, there's some multiplayer game that came out, and I see it every time I open GeForce or
Yeah, I'm good.
my phone.
I'm good.
It's annoying.
Yeah, you're on your own there, dog. Icarus seems to be getting good reviews. That's I'm pretty sure you can do. 4 players.
We could do Fap Queen or Fap Queen 2.
Oh god.
I think that's co-op.
Okay. My son's been asking me to play the Return to Moria with him, and it was free on Epic Games. That could be a cool thing too, because that has co-op up to 8 players.
What?
Do you guys have it on Epic?
Which one?
The Lord of the Rings Return to Moria.
Uh-uh. Is that like the sequel to Shadow?
What Shadow?
No, it's
like a imagine
it's
it
an
like
MMO style. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a cross between Valheim and Minecraft, and you're in like the deep. You're in the deep mines of Moria. No, I mean, okay.
Dude, yeah, you're about playing Valheim. That's probably a better game.
Dave and Steve don't have it. Okay.
I could probably get it if we play it.
Yeah, no, I'm just putting some details down. What else did we say? Project Zomboid. I swear there was more games we talked about. It's pissing me off that I can't remember any of them right now. What if I just put co-op tag? Maybe we can find them easier. Let's just put co-op. I mean, there's Ark. I never really played Ark properly. Ark Survival Evolved. Okay, that's one.
Look up Demonologist. See if that's 4 player. I couldn't tell if it was 2 or 4 last time I looked.
What about Demonologist?
See if it's up to 4 players. I didn't check if it was like a 2 or 4 player game.
Okay, let me check it. Demonologist. Is it Demonologist or Demonophobia Company?
Hold on, let me check.
Oh no, it's not this. this is some weeb shit.
Did you look up some freaking you just wanted to see titties, whatever, dude.
The right game. If it's got that, it's the right game.
I didn't realize it was that. Shut up. Oh wait, I never dropped the link, did I? I'm such a dumbass, man. I love when I tell people, he's like, "Hey, join us, watch here," and link is in the comments, and then I never put the comment with the link. Okay, let's see.
Demonologist shit. What game was it?
Okay, so Demonologist is a co-op horror game that can be played with at least 1 and up to 4 players. Your goal is to identify the type of evil spirit in cursed places and
you found it.
Exercise it using your equipment, either alone or with your team. You'll encounter random events and ghosts in every game. Voice interaction. Besides talking to ghosts, be careful what you speak. Cursed places will react accordingly. One word you say can open a secret door. Interesting. Safe house, customization.
Hey, what's that one game that was really popular that came out? It was a 4-player co-op and it was like in space.
Lethal Company?
Yeah.
People are still playing this.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, so Lethal Company.
Actually quite cheap. It's only like $9 at the moment. Well, $9 for me.
Yeah. There's also the game called Content Warning. Let's check that out. Content.
Oh, I want to play that one. That one looked fun.
Yeah, that one looked freaky. I remember that one. All right, let's see. It's probably gonna recommend us some other stuff that's in that ballpark. Dark Hours.
Holy shit! They got a lot of reviews for Lethal Company. It's fucking over like 300,000.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Holy shit!
I'm down for a content warning.
Yeah, Content Warning looks fun.
For that one.
Multiplayer horror co-op.
Dave, you
Online
are content
co-op.
warning.
Walking, yeah.
RoboQuest. Oh, RoboQuest is similar to Gunfire Reborn. Okay.
I can't find Lethal Company. Is it all one word or spelled funny?
What? No, it's
Lethal
just
Company?
It's just Lethal Company. 2 words.
Spell lethal for me, maybe.
Lethal.
Yeah, it's not coming up.
And content warnings are pretty reasonable at the moment, so yeah, that's something I could easily get if you guys are doing it.
Oh, I got it.
Oh,
It's only $7. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do Lethal Company. This looks fun as fuck too.
Okay, there's those 2. What else we got? Did you guys play Enshrouded?
I haven't, and I played a little bit of it.
Enshrouded is like a different take on Valheim, and it has some unique mechanics.
And it is still in early access, and it's $40.
It is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah. It's 30.
I got it up when it first released.
Oh, it's Canadian 40. What'd you say, Dave?
I got it when it first released a while back.
Yeah.
It was interesting back then, and there's been a shitload of updates though since.
Yeah, they added a ton of stuff.
Yeah, I have it on my wish list.
Okay. Grounded. That also seemed fun.
I'd rather play Enshrouded than Grounded.
Yeah, Enshrouded looks fun. I always thought about playing Dark and Darker. Did you guys see that game? Seems like something that we would have fun with. Because it's like jank and we would be terrible at it and it would be funny.
That game's free.
Yeah, Dark and Darker's free.
It's free. That's all. And a bit of disappointment because it was not what I thought it would be about.
That's it. You fucking freak.
Is it multiplayer? Like, is it only multiplayer?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm guessing. No one, yeah. What am I talking about? It's free.
Oh my god, is Torchlight 2? How many players? It's cross-platform multiplayer, single player. Wait, can we not group up? Multiplayer. Play co-op with your friends via LAN or over the internet for free. Our matchmaking service lets you connect and play games with people around the world. Oh! Did you guys ever play Torchlight? Torchlight 2 co-op limit. 6 players! We could play Torchlight 2, bro! Oh my god, I had so much fun playing that game.
Torchlight?
Yes. It's an older game. Imagine like Diablo.
Torchlight 3.
Yeah, but I don't think Torchlight 3 was good. Torchlight 3. Yeah.
Oh, hey, this looks pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, so Torchlight 3 has got like mixed reviews and a complete letdown. Yeah, everybody's mad about it. I have such nice memories of Torchlight 2. And I loved that game, and I don't know why I never finished it. I'm pretty sure.
Is it like a hack and slash one?
Yeah, it's like it's almost like Diablo.
Yeah, I can tell. Yeah,
that would be a really fun thing to play. I think.
You can do 4-player co-op in this game.
6. You can do 6-player co-op.
6-player.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Is there a storyline?
Yeah. There's like quests and shit.
Nice.
Yeah. Torchlight
has like a main story, or does it just have quests?
As what?
Is it you're talking about just quests, or like does that have like a main story?
I'm pretty sure there's a main story. Yeah. Torchlight 2 main story. The plot starts with the destruction of the Tower of Torchlight at the hands of the alchemist from the first game, and has the character following the trail of destruction left in the alchemist's wake as he searches for a cure to his illness, which was driven him insane.
Hold on.
Wait, somebody did the whole game in 7 hours? That's so quick. Main story.
Oh, Phasmophobia was the name of that other game we were thinking about.
Yeah. Yeah, Torchlight 2 is only about 20 hours to complete a whole campaign, probably.
Trying to get my brother's attention. He's in the bathroom. He's like, I'm taking a shit.
Ask him where he's taking it.
Stupid ass. We got Terraria. We got...
He's taking it to the outhouse.
Yeah.
Let's see. Stardew Valley.
Never played that one.
Oh, wait. What about Deep Rock Galactic? Did you guys ever play that?
No. Let me check it.
The Deep Rock Galactic is like loved by like so many. It has such good like. I feel like that would be like
cool.
like our type of game for sure.
Hell yeah, that looks fun as fuck.
Yeah, there's like.
What is it?
It's basically like you play as dwarfs and you go into these caves and you mine for minerals and stuff.
The Lord of the Rings game thing?
No. This is different. This is different. It's completely different. These are like tech dwarfs, and
oh, you're talking about deep water galactic or something?
Deep Rock Galactic.
Deep Rock Galactic.
Yeah. You guys should check that game out.
I'm looking at it right now.
It's everybody loves that game.
Holy shit! That's a lot of good reviews.
Yes, people love this game, and they're still to this day they're still releasing new content and stuff. So
nice.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm only gonna buy a game like this is if I'm gonna have people to play with.
Oh, for sure.
Like, so if I'm gonna buy one of these games with you guys, like I have to know, like I'm gonna be playing with this with you guys.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, I don't know how much time I'm gonna have in the future.
Why?
Are you dying?
Don't say that shit.
Are you dying? Oh, I just think that in a few months, I might have to prioritize different things.
Because of Broomball?
Well, that's not just the broomball stuff. It's other stuff.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I think that would be something fun for us to do, but it's up to you guys. I mean, I have a couple of games here. I have 10 games here on this list, so that's a start.
I'm really interested in the those two I said I was really interested in earlier.
Lethal Company and Content Warning?
Yeah, those two, man. Those would be fun as fuck, I think.
Alright, so...
So not Chicken Chaser Tickler competition?
I like that one, too. Did you say something about a tickler? Is the chicken French?
Yeah, Chicken Chaser.
Hold on, guys.
Because I only chase French chickens.
Alright, Lethal Company looks like something we can pick up very easily. It looks creepy as shit too. Okay. Oh god, it looks terrifying.
Which one is that one? Lethal?
Yeah. It looks like something that we would it looks like something we would have fun with for sure.
Those are only like what, $8 too, right?
$6.50 for us. It's gonna be a little higher for the guys, but and then
$1 million for us Australians.
Oh,
$1 million.
Just send me 30 and I'll buy it for you for a Christmas gift. Yeah, whatever.
Something very terrifying, something very satisfying about recording your friends scream in absolute terror, being flung across the map and tortured by creatures while you make funny joke. Also enjoy telling Snarl the snail he can't get no love. It's pretty good. Don't play if you're scared of monsters. Good game to play when you're bored and want to play with others. Just don't glitch the game or it will get bad. Okay. I mean, that's another one. I think Lethal Company is gonna be easier to pick up though, for sure.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna buy that one probably. And then, okay. So, as I said, I want to shoot for like maybe 3 weeks from now. We start Divinity 2. You guys good with that?
Sounds good for me.
Whatever you guys were talking about 5 minutes ago, I was not listening to.
It's okay. I was just saying like maybe like we shoot for 3 weeks from now to start Divinity 2.
3 weeks?
Yeah, like 3-4 weeks.
Yeah, 3 años.
And I'll like do my best because I'll probably stream, but I'm not gonna stream a lot. I might stream like for 2 hours and then do some like work on videos and stuff for those 3-4 weeks. Is that cool with you guys?
You do you, Blue. Yeah.
Okay.
Take a break.
I do want to, and I've been debating it. Like, I kind of want to start into it again, like right off the bat. But
did you guys? What about V-Rising? That might be an interesting game to check out.
I looked at V-Rising. It looks really fun. And I think there's like, it's called V-Rising.
The vampire game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks cool, and they added a ton of stuff since they started it.
Wait a minute. Is that the Bethesda one?
What?
No.
Oh, okay, good. I was like, no, man.
You're talking about that vampire or vampire?
Yeah, the vampire game. That
yeah, not that one.
Good. Good idea not to play that one. Shit.
Yeah, it wasn't very good. Like it had potential for some things that the game did work well, but
if people played it, it would have been better. But it's so fucking dead.
Yeah, the combat was bad.
It was a Fallout game, so basically.
It's fun if you play PvE, play with 1.5 to 2x loot modifier, enable teleportation with materials. Otherwise, have fun wasting half of your game time running around the map and grinding materials more than actually doing anything meaningful. That's an interesting take.
Boom, 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 boom.
Interesting. It's kind of like 7 Days to Die mechanics in a Diablo-like game. Works pretty well. I suggest you make a private server and modify some of the settings to be less tedious.
Oh, that's another good game. 7 Days to Die.
I heard about that one. I never. Let me put this on.
They did their full release finally.
Oh, I saw. I think
after like 15 years or some shit.
Yeah, I think wasn't Cody playing it?
Like, did they milk that or what? Holy!
I mean, 7 Days to Die looks like something that I would definitely play.
I think they were in early access for like 15 years.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Absolutely adore the linear pathing of looting a single structure. If there's a locked door, there's always another way around it. It may not be a clear first, but it's fun to figure out the way to go about it. A lot of structures tell a story in the way you're meant to go about looting them, and I appreciate that. Interesting. Sorry, what were you saying?
Star Citizen.
Star Citizen? I wanted to try it, but man, they had all these actors. They were so committed to making a campaign. I was literally gonna buy it once they said like, okay, the campaign's ready, right? And then they delayed it again, and I was like, I'm never buying that game. Like, they're just like, it's ridiculous.
Dude, delays tell me the whole story pretty much now.
They've been delaying that fucking shit for 7 decades now.
I know, and that's why it alarms me. Dude, that alarms me every time that they say, "Oh, we're gonna delay it. We're gonna delay it." It's fine.
I mean, they surpassed like what, $700 million or some shit. Star Citizen budget so far 2025. Yeah, literally 12 years and 700 million later. What's going on with Star Citizen? As of
100 million.
as of 2022, according to its financials, the company has spent 637 million on development.
It's a fucking scam.
They could have fed everybody in America for 3 years.
It is absolute insanity.
Like I said, there's some games out there that are literally just scams.
This shit started in 2013. Star Citizen crowdfunding campaign launches on Kickstarter and known website on 2012. 2015, Star Citizen becomes the most crowdfunded game ever, surpassing $100 million in 3 years. In 2016, Star Citizen Alpha 2.6 releases featuring Star Marine module and revamped flight model. 2018, oh, this is interesting. 2018, Star Citizen Alpha 3.3 released, implementing object container streaming and face over IP. Whatever the fuck that means. 2019, Star Citizen Alpha 3.6 released, adding law and order system, hover mode, and ship rentals. In 2020, Star Citizen Alpha 3.9 released, featuring survival mechanics, prison gameplay, and microtext moons. Arc Star Map, Community Hub, Pledge. It's absolute insanity that this shit has been like going on for so long. Among the stars, blah 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 blah. Explore a vast sandbox of life-size planets, moons, cities, space stations, asteroid belts, and more. Expects unmatched beauty and danger in equal measure, all delivered seamlessly without loading screens or transitions. They gotta have some...
I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, if they release that freaking campaign this year, like whenever, I think it was like either the end of last year or middle this year or something like that, I would have bought the game. Cause and they even have like free weekends so you can like try it and stuff.
I played a few free weekends of them.
And you liked it?
It's confusing as fuck. Actually, I couldn't really get far.
I don't know.
I gave up after a while trying to get a room and a ship, but it may have been updated since then. But when I played the free weekends, it was very raw. It felt like it was a while back though.
Huh. It's just wild. I don't know. I don't even know. But anyway, that's a good suggestion for sure. V Rising 7 Days to Die, and then wait, wasn't there another game we just talked about? There's Raft. I always wanted to play that.
Oh yeah, that's another one.
Yeah, Raft.
We're gonna list all the games we can't. We just don't have time to play.
Yeah, I mean, at least then we can prioritize and see what we actually
like prioritize like the one that like, we really want to play together.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's the one.
Yeah. I mean, right now I'm super down for pushing through and playing obviously Divinity 2, but besides that, like, Valheim sounds really fun. And then, but you see, in Valheim we gotta sweat to some extent.
You gotta sweat?
Yeah.
You mean grind?
Well, no.
It's like, I'm not really.
They make it. I mean, if we played it, I wouldn't want to play it like a casual thing because there's bosses and stuff. I want it to be like hard, you know, if we're gonna play that.
Okay, yeah, that's hard. There's a hard mode.
Yeah, I definitely like that's one thing, but I don't know if Tiggs and Dave want to do that. You guys cool with that?
Yeah.
Like I said, remember that picture? Remember those pictures I showed you about like what I did with my base?
Yeah.
I just digged a trench all the way around my base.
Jesus Christ.
That was a lot of work, but it was worth it because they couldn't break through.
Yeah, it's. I mean, there's definitely really fun stuff you can do in that. All right. Well, this at least. Yeah. This at least gives us.
Do you guys have it? Do you guys, Dave and?
I thought I did, but apparently not.
You know what? Because Valheim was on Game Pass, maybe that's where you had it.
Oh, it's 22 something. There you go.
It might be on my other account. Let me check.
Yeah.
Well, it's a good thing to prioritize, like at least what something you would consider playing after, or even like on the downtime once in a while. We can always alternate or something. But
Yeah, like
if
if we don't feel like playing, we're just like, hey, let's just jump in here and do this for a little bit.
yeah, but the thing is, I don't want to let you guys buy in the game and you guys don't nobody to play with, and you don't end up playing it. So
Yeah, I
like,
guess I don't have Valheim.
we
I'd
can
have
we
to
can
buy it.
we can save it for like when we're like halfway through, Divinity, and then considering like waiting for a sale and go, okay, well, we're almost done the game or something like that. We should consider trying to get it on sale.
I mean, we all have No Man's Sky. I'm down to just install that.
Yeah, I got No Man's Sky. Wait, everybody's got No Man's Sky?
I think so.
Yeah, I've got it installed.
Oh, okay.
I'm installing mine now.
But for me, every time I try to go back into it on my own, I find the grind gets a bit boring.
The what?
Yeah.
The
The grind gets boring.
Oh well, I mean,
Especially
if
when you're on your own. Yeah.
Well, that's what I mean. If we play it together, I don't think it's gonna be that boring, right?
Yeah, it should be
I
cooler.
mean, yeah,
Well,
and look, maybe
here's the
we
thing.
get bored with it in like 5 hours,
It's not like,
and we're like,
it's
whatever.
not like you have like a main quest. Well, there is a main quest, but the thing is, it's not gonna drag us to it very much.
Yeah.
So we kind of have to like invent our own like compatible.
I've completed
idea.
the original main quest.
I never completed it. I get too distracted. Like I'm one of those.
I went
like,
through the other
weirdos.
universe place.
I'll like min max everything.
Yeah.
So like I can be the guy that just does the grinding. Like I don't mind that at all. I'll get you materials and shit. But yeah,
But like if we're gonna play No Man's Sky, I like it. Like we should have like a general idea. Like when we get in there,
what we
we
want
go
to
like,
do, right?
yeah, what exactly we want to focus on. That's like the most fun. Like we'll give each other some feedback. Like, hey, this is kind of boring. Why don't we try something else?
Yeah.
So that way we're not just doing,
To build the biggest rocket we can get away with, it's shaped as a cock.
Easy.
You can't do that.
Easy. Yeah. All right. I'm installing it. Let's see what happens.
Wait a minute. I thought I owned it on Steam. Where did I fucking play it?
No
Holy
Man's Sky?
shit. Hold on. Yeah.
Who knows what Dave's smoking?
You don't have it?
That's crazy. I used to play No Man's Sky in 2018, and I remember I used to play it on this tiny ass coffee table.
I wonder if I played it on my PlayStation. No.
Oh.
Okay, quick question. How do you know it was a tiny ass coffee table? Did you measure it with your own ass or?
Shut up.
It's about 4 ass cheeks wide. That makes it 2 butts. 2 butts length.
That's wild. I played this in July 2018.
I played it last July 20th, 2024.
So you played recently.
Platform, right? No Man's Sky? Or no?
Let me check.
It's a what?
Is it a cross-platform game?
Yeah, I think so.
Let me check.
I mean, I played it multiplayer before with my brother.
Yes, it's crossplay.
Yeah.
Across everything. Dave, you have it on PlayStation?
I might have it on Xbox. Hold on.
Alright. It's almost downloading. Build a exocraft. Attain notorious status in ships destroyed. Interesting. Naturalist status in planet zoology scanned. Okay. The Cursed Expedition. Our last update saw players enjoying a nice chill time fishing. Our next update couldn't be more different. As we approach Halloween, we're embracing the spookier side. Okay. Alright, I think I've watched this.
I also have Warband.
Warband?
Not Warband. Mountain Blade 2. 1 and 2.
Wait, you can play that co-op?
I think so.
Oh yeah, I found my game. It was on Xbox Game Pass.
Okay.
Oh,
232 hours.
Holy shit. You played more than I did.
I got like 3 bases.
Noise.
Holy shit. Holy shit. Yeah, I don't want to stay up too late tonight. I'm going to practice tomorrow for a men's team.
Oh, it's all good. I just wanted to talk to you guys for a little bit. And then, I might do like a run or two of Path of Exile. Do a couple of maps with my monk. And,
Oh, you're doing a new character?
Oh, I leveled up a new character. I'm doing maps. I'm doing endgame with it already.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
You must be really enjoying that.
It's a really good game.
Is it peak, hack and slash Diablo-like kind of game or whatever?
Oh yeah, I can show you one of the maps. It's like my character's crazy. I'm like a Jedi, basically.
I heard that the claustrophobic areas are kind of annoying to people because it reminded them of like older Diablo games. They weren't very fun.
I literally love it because of that.
I like, here's the thing. I don't think that, like, if I didn't like it, I probably wouldn't like part of it. But here's the thing. They have such a really cool atmosphere that when you go into those claustrophobic zones, you can get ambushed, but and you can't have all the help in the world. And like, how are you supposed to change up your areas if you don't have at least some kind of difficulty and like how you play based on what kind of area you're working with, right? I mean, hell, I've been playing freaking, what was it, Kingdom Come Deliverance? And all the time you have to like kind of play smart, because if you do something stupid, you're gonna get killed. Like if you
they just released an update that like punishes you less because it was ridiculous in some things for sure.
What Kingdom Come Deliverance 2? 1 or 2?
Oh no, I thought you were talking about Path of Exile. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
Oh bro,
I'm just saying, like,
forever. Dude, my base is so badass.
Are you in the game?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can cloud stream it on the
Yeah.
Xbox Game Pass, so there's no install needed.
Noise.
Okay, I still gotta install mine. It's gonna take a while.
Noise.
Oh, I forgot I had the alien ship. This thing looks so weird.
Yeah, you like the freighters?
Yeah. Those are
Yeah, I think those are pretty cool. It feels like Star Wars a little bit.
The what?
There's like these freighters that you can buy. Well, technically you only get one freighter, then you have like a fleet of other types of ships that you can send on expeditions and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
Wish they had some kind of like command center where you can send your ships into battle and stuff, and you can actually like can you imagine like going to war in those space atmosphere, and you have your fleet going against another fleet, and you're fighting. You're gonna winner takes all kind of shit. Like, that shit would be fucking fun.
Yeah, I think we'll. I mean, I feel like we will find out very quickly if
what we like.
Well, not just what we like. That if we think we're gonna enjoy something, if we actually enjoy it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, let's say we get in the game and we're all like, "Wow, this is really fun. Would play with friends."
Yeah.
And we didn't realize it. Then we'll probably end up doing something more like that.
Yeah.
inside the game instead of just focusing on one particular thing we're doing.
Yeah. For sure. All right, I installed it.
It's probably going to be much different to play with friends than it is to play by
Yeah,
yourself.
I would assume so.
Oh, I'm sure.
I played this entire thing pretty much solo, but yeah.
No, there'd be 4 of us.
I had no friends.
You'll survive. You'll survive. You got friends now, buddy.
Yeah.
All right, let me show you guys this craziness with my monk. Look at that motherfucker. He looks like he's gonna fucking, I don't know, gonna bend air with his bald head or something.
Did you hear about that stupid shit Elon Musk did?
Yeah, I followed all of it, and
so stupid. Why do you do that?
because he's a fucking moron. That's why.
Oh my god, what the fuck are you doing?
Because he's a fragile little bitch.
What did he do?
He basically there's these Chinese players that can like basically boost your account, get you geared up, right? Essentially pilot your account, right? So what he did is he blatantly had somebody play on his account like non-stop for weeks, and then he like went on a podcast or whatever and streamed on X and stated like, oh, I'm the number 16 player in the whole world or on this server, right? When in reality there's absolutely like 0% chance that was him playing, right? He made it very obvious. So one of the streamers, and I follow him, like I watch him all the time, Quinn69, he exposed them, essentially said like, hey, this is impossible. Like these streamers that stream for a living, they're playing 16 hours a day and they're not nowhere near to where he is, right? And
Was it Diablo?
No, Path of Exile 2. It's the game that I have on right now.
Yeah. I knew he used to play Diablo 4.
Oh, he got boosted there as well. But that's besides the point.
Doubt it.
Long story short, he was just a dumbass and blatantly like boosting his characters, thinking nobody's gonna.
Well, you
thinking
heard what he
everybody's
did on
stupid.
X. You heard what he did on X too, right? He created like some fake account and started talking shit about something else, dude. But all these people called him out, and so he just like threw away the person he created and admitted it was him, and then he started banning the people that were talking shit to the account he created.
Oh wait, did he actually do that?
Apparently, that's what I read. I don't know how accurate it was, but yeah.
Interesting. But this is my Jedi character. I'll have to read up on that. Yeah.
Yeah, Elon.
Daddy Musk.
Good old Elon.
Yeah, he did that because he actually referenced that character ages ago in another post, and that's where someone picked it up.
Oh, the Atreus or whatever?
You know what he should have done
Yeah.
instead of doing all that stupid shit? Is that he could have just played the game as it is and just be like, yeah, I don't have time.
Yeah,
to,
but it's
like,
not.
But it's fake. You know it's fake when you know he's a CEO. He doesn't have time to play games.
Exactly.
Why are you showing off something you know you don't have time for, and people are gonna call you out?
But
Like,
I mean,
it's so
he does.
stupid.
But he does that with everything, right? Like, he takes
No,
credit for everything.
Yeah, well, he does. Yes.
He just has a fragile ego, and
There's no humbling in that, though. That's the part that bothers me. It's like you're supposed to be this like powerful person, but
Yeah.
yet you go to these systems that you have no part in being in, and you pretend you're one of them just to fit in or some bullshit.
Yeah.
When you could have just played the game at first and be like, yeah, I don't have time to play this. I'm just gonna start out. I'm gonna be like everybody else, but it's like, no, I gotta be the best. I gotta do all the stupid shit, and he thinks he's not gonna get caught. Like it was so easy to get caught.
Well, I mean, he could have made it less like obvious, right? Like it's okay
Oh,
if some.
are you kidding me?
Yeah.
It was so obvious.
Yeah, it was
What a dumbass.
Yeah, I was basically streaming a black screen, and you guys couldn't see anything, but now I have it up in the game if you guys want to check it out. Sorry, go ahead. Stiggs.
Oh, that's it. What game's that one?
The joke being, more people are getting annoyed when he's lied about it, as opposed to just saying,
What he's
"Hey, look,
doing,
I played
yeah.
this game. Yeah,
Exactly.
and I'm not too good at it." I mean, nobody would care about that.
Exactly.
It's the
Nobody cares
attention.
about that. Yeah,
Watch this.
it's like I said.
Boom!
Why would you fake the whole thing when you could have just played the game as it is with what time you had and be like, hey guys, like if I'm gonna fit in, I'm not gonna just buy a character and pretend I'm like the best. It does show insecurity. It does.
Oh
But you
yeah,
could've
he
You
has
could have
the
just been like, I played the game. Here it is. This is what I have,
yeah
and don't feel shame about it. Like, what's so bad about just playing it as it is,
yeah
and instead of creating this whole narrative that you're one of the best? It's so stupid. It's
yeah.
childish.
He is crazy.
I just hope that he learns his lesson because that was stupid.
Oh, that's gonna haunt that's gonna be after him
I know, but it's
forever
like
now.
that's the stupidest thing to like get to like lose reputation on. It's so stupid. It
Yeah,
makes
but you
no
gotta
sense to
understand,
me.
he probably like I'm assuming he was like bullied like growing up, and he
Well,
always had to.
he's gonna get bullied by the people who actually probably would defend him over this shit because it's so obvious and it's so stupid. Like, why?
Yeah, for sure.
And I don't blame people. Like, I don't go on the hate train, but I don't. If I can't look at this and go like, why would you do this? This is
Yeah.
stupid. Why would you do this?
Yeah, it makes no sense, honestly.
It's hilarious though. It's funny too. Like
It just
he
tells
thinks
you like
he's-
it doesn't matter
he
how
thinks
much
he's
money you
so
have.
global.
Yeah.
It's like no.
Yeah, it was just insanity to me. I followed that whole thing as it was happening too.
It was so funny. I was like, what are you doing? You could have just been you could have been just like honest about it. Like, hey, I'm not gonna like. You don't even have to do that. Like, what is the benefit?
I mean, if
of
he
being...
if he just like
But
admitted
why?
it right there and then, everybody would be like, okay, whatever, cool, right? But he just doubled down and made it
had to be
worse.
it had to be some kind of like insecurity or
Oh, for
something
sure.
really stupid.
That's what I'm saying. Like he might have,
and-
might have gotten bullied or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah, but still, at the same time, it's like you should have just been more humble about the situation. Like, especially over something that's so trivial. It's a video game.
Yeah, but he wants to be not appealing, but he wants to appear cool to nerds, right? And it's like they're not stupid.
It would be better to do if you want to connect with such a large audience of people who enjoy an activity, which is video games. You don't do it like that.
Yep.
Especially from somebody who has so much. Like, if you want to actually seem more humanized, just start from the bottom up and just play when you have time. And go, hey, like I'm a CEO, I don't have a lot of time, but it would seem more humbling than just like, oh, I just bought this account and I fucking was showing off and flexing my gamer muscles, even though that when I'm playing the game,
never gonna do that.
I know.
You ain't
but
got
it's-
no gamer muscles.
I know. It's freaking. It's so stupid. It's why. Oh.
Oh wait, I take that back. That's my best friend, Elon Musk. Elon Musk is the best gamer.
Elon
He
Musk.
has not paid-
But the thing is, you should be holding these people to a higher standard. They're supposed to be the best in society for some reason or whatever. And you just look at this and you're like, this is stupid. What, like, how can I look up to a person who does something this stupid?
Yeah, that's just
Elon Musk has not paid me to say any of the previous comments.
Yeah, he paid me to scold him.
I'm completely on board with what Steve's saying, because at the end of the day, we're basically promoting mediocrity and these stupid attitudes where
For people that are
supposed
supposed to be living up to higher standards in society, right? And if you
Role
want to be like
models, yeah.
humbling, if you want to go down to the middle class and enjoy something that we love, and admit like, hey, I don't have time, but I kind of want to enjoy the things you guys do too, but I don't want to be like a dickhead. Well, that's how you do it. You don't fucking use your money to pay your way up and pretend you don't do that.
Yeah.
When it's so obvious to us that we do, like, it's so obvious.
Yeah.
Like, you should. That's not how you do things. That's just no. It's kind of embarrassing because can you imagine somebody who actually does see some good in him and then look at this and go, it's so obvious that's gonna hurt your reputation first of all, and it's gonna lose trust in you because you're lying about something so stupid.
Yeah.
It's not like it's some corporation or some company that you had control over or whatever. It's a game that just came out that's really popular, and we can tell that you're lying about things that are so obvious, and you're supposed to be this smart genius guy. Like that's supposed to be your whole reputation.
I think he's definitely. I think he is. It's like this chaos combo of autism, and
Yeah, I know.
and
That's
ego
weird about it.
and yeah, it's It's strange.
I just, you know, like when the best thing I could hope for is that people that look at the situation like this and go, this is the wrong way to do this. This is the wrong way to connect with a community when you're such a.
Oh no, they're just
such-
disconnect. I think when
such
you, I don't think
you're in a
there's.
position of privilege.
Yeah,
you
but
don't do that.
yeah, I don't think there's a reasonable way for somebody who's that far off like reality. You know, it was a
If
good
he doesn't learn
example.
from it, if he doesn't learn from it, then we should.
Yeah, like there was
should.
they interviewed
that
I think Bill
situation-
Gates or something, and they were like,
Yeah.
how much do you think like a carton of like a dozen eggs is or something? And he said like something absurd like $30, and everybody's like, what the fuck are you talking about, you crazy
They're so out
person?
of touch. These billionaires are so out of touch.
Oh yeah,
The
completely.
thing is, like, that's not a good sign because, like I said,
You
if
know
you're
what
gonna-
though? Just wait, because eggs may be costing $30 soon. Maybe he was just predicting the future.
Yeah, well, yeah, fuck that guy.
He's a clown.
Yeah, he was promoting all the stupidest shit. I mean, hell, even mainstream media. You know what they actually promoted at one time? They promoted plastic ice cream, edible plastic ice cream.
Oh,
And
I
I'm
think
like,
I
this is
saw
so-
that. I think I saw that.
That is so dystopian and so disgusting. I'm like, how do we trust any of our food then if this is what they're promoting to us?
It's not disgusting. It's plastic. I'm
Ugh.
kidding. I'm kidding. I'm just gaslighting you because you're against cricket
Ugh.
protein, which is gonna be delicious, and you're gonna eat it, and you're gonna
I'm not.
love
I'm
it.
not gaslighted. I'm not gaslighted.
I'm
I'm just.
kidding.
I'm just.
kidding.
I'm just. It's just so stupid.
Yeah, I know. But what I was gonna say is like I think there's so when you're that high up in society, well, when I say high up in society, it's probably like let's just say
highly
wealth.
privileged.
Yeah,
Yeah,
privileged
highly
and
privileged.
wealthy. Like you just disconnect from the reality. Like I don't think there's a
Over such a silly thing.
yeah, just stupid
It's
shit.
it's actually kind of sad. It's kind of sad.
No, I lost 2 regals there. Fuck. Who killed me?
I hear that's a lot of that's a lot killed instantly. And
I mean,
what do
my
you call it?
defenses
Half
are
that-
decent. They can be better, but it's like
I heard that you get
whatever.
like off screen killed a lot.
that used to happen before this patch. Now it doesn't happen as much.
Oh, it doesn't happen.
30
That's
fire res and 87 max life. Holy, that's a good helm. Ah, wait, but I'm losing. Yes. I'll slam it. See what happens. Ooh. 78% increase evasion and energy shield. That's pretty. I'm slamming this.
Asian energy shield.
And it's trash. Fire res. No, my helm
Oh,
is so
remember
much
you were
better than
talking
that.
about that? Remember you were talking about Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 forcing a sex scene? Oh, no, it was that. No,
Yeah.
Sorry, it was the one country that said they weren't gonna let
Saudi
this game-
Arabia.
Okay.
What
What
about
my
it?
take is on that, by the way, now that I know a little bit more,
Uh-huh.
is that should be giving up to the consumer, not the government, to decide whether or not they want to buy a game that's forcing them to do something. Because I heard that there's a forced sex scene in the game that you have to watch, you can't skip.
Yeah.
And it's a gay sex scene. And I'm like, okay, all they had
Well,
to do.
but no,
was just add-
no. Stop. Yesterday you said you didn't know which one it was, and you said, "Oh, that's stupid. That's based, right?" But let's just say, but we don't know. But
Mhm.
sex, get it? Butt sex. No, that's not what I meant. But what if
Okay, I
it's
have
in...
a good take on it.
No.
I have a
What
good take on it.
What is it? Okay, so is it essential to the story? Does it say anywhere?
No, but you should give the players the option. I'm saying that all the developers have to do is just give the option to the players. That's all.
Like the option of being the giver
The
or the
government
receiver.
shouldn't be able to come in there and cut you off the consumer rights to be able to purchase the game just because.
Yeah, but it's
you should be allowed to decide for yourself. You're the consumer.
Yeah.
You're buying the product, and you can decide for yourself whether
But-
that's
that's
worth
not-
buying or not.
no, that's stupid though. Like, so you're gonna
It's
get
stupid. I'm telling you that you as the citizen are allowed to choose to buy the game, not the government to overreach and go, hey, you're not allowed to buy this game because there's gay content in there. We don't want you seeing that. It's like, well, that's
No. I
that
get what
sounds
you're saying. No.
stupid.
Listen, I agree with what you're saying, but I don't agree with
That's a
your.
separate-
I don't agree with your sentiment that like you as a player should say, okay, I don't want to see this in the game. because it's not, at the end of the day, it's not your.
So you're saying they should be forced to watch it?
No, no, I'm not saying you should be forced. I'm saying you shouldn't. It shouldn't be on the developer to give you a toggle to say like avoid this because of my sexual orientation. I think it's stupid because you're actively.
All you're doing is just gonna give them a skip option. That's it. That's it. You don't have to skip it.
Okay,
I
can.
don't care if you want to
no,
watch it.
No,
I'm not saying because you're straight. You know, like you should be given the straight, the skip option. If you don't want to skip, that's fine. I'm just saying that I just wish they'd just give you the option. That's it. That's all.
I get that. But then there's still the argument of like
I'm not
you
I'm not gonna
choose.
shame anybody for watching or not watching. I'm just saying give us the option. That's it.
No. My point is like, you know, if we're looking at it that way, is like if you actively exclude that and you only surround yourself with what you're comfortable with, then you're never gonna get the other side of anything, right? And I know this is like specifically for sexuality, but I think it goes deeper than that.
You're taking away the option then if you do that.
If what?
You're taking away the freedom of the option to say I don't want to watch that. Like if you want to say people should be more open to look at that kind of content, that's fine.
No.
I'm
I'm not. No, this is obviously about sexuality, so it's very different. But I think
Yeah,
it plays into other social issues, right? Because like for example, right? Like I think somebody was like complaining, it was something about race, right? And they're like, I just want to be white. I want to see only white characters. Like that's straight up just fine. You can have a preference.
I think that's fine too. That's fine.
I just imagine the fucking.
There's some black people that say that too.
Yeah.
I don't really care. It doesn't bother me.
It doesn't bother you because
you have racial preference, whatever. It's fine.
If developers put
but do you think? But do you
You're not gonna
think?
see that very often though. That's the thing. You're not going to see it very often anymore. Where you just have a strict cast of one race just because it fits the narrative of the story or whatever. You just don't really see that much anymore. So that's kind of normal now. But here's the thing. Does that mean that, you know, that should be normalized? We should have everything, you know, one race because it fits or keep it all diverse? I'm just saying if the game works, like if the game is good and that plays into the game and that makes the game more enjoyable for you, then that's fine. Like people, you have game develop. You have a game journalist that are saying that if there's a wolf of anything woke, the far right extremists hate it or whatever. And I'm like, I might be against some of the woke stuff, but I don't like. There's some stuff in Baldur's Gate that has there's a drag queen, right? I don't care. You can avoid that. So there can be woke elements in a game, and I can still love the game.
But why is
game,
it?
right?
You know what kills me about how people see woke is people want to make it about race or sexual orientation or whatever.
It's like a corporate checklist.
But Steve, in anything in life, right? Like we're just getting into like social issues shit, right?
Yeah.
If you say that somebody is woke, you see that as bad, right?
No. Not all the time. I don't want to point one color on everything and saying everything that's woke is bad. I'm just saying. But what's
woke to you? Like woke to you is something that has.
It's like artificial. It's like it's forced, and they want to checklist stuff in the game that doesn't make sense to put there.
So
That's it. That's it. It should be simple. It should be simple. It shouldn't be complex.
So you think the drag queen they put in Baldur's Gate 3 is like just fake?
No, I think it fits. That's what I'm saying. People might say that's woke, but I say no. It actually fits.
Okay.
Like something as weird as people that do that stuff could fit their scenario, their identity in a game, in a circus. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Right. So in those situations, people can be represented in situations that make sense, and not just be in there just because they're in there. You know what I'm saying?
The one thing I could add to what Steve's saying is narrative-wise, as long as it makes sense to the character and the character arc, that's fine. Like in Dragon Age, you had gay characters. We didn't think anything about it. But it's when they make it into I'm gay, so therefore I have to be like.
No. I don't want you guys to think exactly.
Yeah. So once it's the bad writing that is being incorporated with.
That does them a disservice. That does them a disservice to those types of characters.
For sure.
It doesn't help. It doesn't. It does. I've got gay friends, and even they get cringed at those sort of things because they're like,
See,
"Look, we're just
exactly my
people."
point. So you can't just say that I'm racist or I'm homophobic because even the gay community is looking. It's like this is terrible writing for these type of characters.
No, we're
that are
talking
supposed to
about
represent that
two
sexuality.
different things, right? Because for example, when people say that like I'm woke or whatever, right?
Okay.
I take that as a compliment because I think of it as I think of people as people, right? And I don't know how is it so hard. I don't know. Maybe because I come from a country that's not conservative, but it's like very taboo. There's nothing about like gay people is open. Everything is behind closed door. Everybody gets so pissed that they have a pride like parade. There's like all these different things, right? No. I don't want to get into a whole conversation about Pride Parade and all that shit. I'm just telling you my background. We don't have to have a discussion about that. It doesn't matter in this context. What I want to say is maybe because I grew up like for 21 years in a country that was like that, right?
Yeah, I understand your bias because of that.
And then
I understand.
And then I came to the U.S., right? And I go to a city like New York, and you know what my first experience of New York was? I saw like 20 different ethnicities in like one street. Then I turned a corner and I see a 7'5" drag queen in heels. And I'm shocked. Like, this is a cultural shock to me, right? And I'm telling you, this is the first time I'm ever experiencing this stuff. The next street I go, there's a 80-year-old woman that's naked in a thong, painted like a American flag and a cowboy hat, playing a guitar. Then I go a street over, there's like Puerto Rican girls that are naked with their titties out taking pictures with people. Then I go a street over, and then I see like 4 gay couples, right? And all of this.
Where the hell did you land, man?
New York. I'm not exaggerating. Like I'm literally, I had this cultural shock walking from, was it Penn Station? Right?
I don't know, man, but you get abducted by aliens too. That's some freaky shit. All in 3 blocks. I'll get back on the plane.
Literally like 4 blocks. I saw all of that because it was around Times Square, right? And I saw all this stuff, and it made me think, like, none of these people are harming anybody. And I had my like almost I
don't believe you. This was New York. You walked 4 blocks and you didn't see anybody getting mugged.
No, I didn't. I saw like 3 crackheads in like 1 subway ride. So
that counts. They were hurting themselves.
Yeah, I mean, but here's the thing. Like, I saw all of that shit, and I know there's issues with like big cities and stuff like that. But I saw all of that, and it made me wonder. I was like, these people are not hurting anybody, right? They're different, they're weird, and with this indoctrination from my country, right? Nobody had to tell me or I didn't have to have gay people around me to tell me like, oh, you should support these people, whatever. I had a cultural shock experience that made me think, and I was like, none of these people are bad. And I'm not talking about, writing in video games. That's a completely different issue. A straight person can make a terrible story. A gay person can make a terrible story. A trans person can make a terrible story. I don't give a fuck. That if writing if writing is bad, right? If there is a higher percent, like let's say 80% of the bad stories come from trans writers or whatever, fine. Let's talk about it, right? But in reality, I don't think that's the case because you have many terrible games.
Do you think those people should get hired because of that?
No, if you're getting into DEI, that's a completely different thing. I think there should be diversity, 100%. Should it be based on what your race is or what your sexual orientation is? No, absolutely not. That's a completely different story, and I don't agree with it in a sense that people that are really extreme about it do. Right?
Okay,
like
you're not saying it, but if it's happening, you would disagree with it.
Yeah, if it's major. Okay. I mean, look at Dragon Age, Veilguard or whatever.
Yeah.
Like people say, "Oh, this is a fun game. Like the systems are not too complicated. I'm having fun with combat." The weakest point of the game is the dialogue and the story. And that's fine. It's fine to have that criticism, right? And maybe they'll learn from it. Maybe they'll get somebody who's doing things better.
When it comes to the combat, I think people weren't I think people liked it because it was similar to God of War. I think the people that were looking forward to it, most of it was the Dragon Age fans. And then when they go in there, it doesn't seem like they're getting like an evolution of the Dragon Age games they loved.
Yeah.
Right? It's changed so much. So
Yeah, for
and the
sure.
thing is, the games have been in development for like 10 years. So the longer it's been in development, the higher the expectations usually come upon the game, especially on a high esteemed, IP like Dragon Age, right?
For sure. Yeah.
So I do think that I understand why people enjoy it, but I understand why people don't like it either. When it comes to the combat,
I get
obviously
that.
know why the dialogue and stuff like that. The dialogue's pretty bad, and I don't think it would have mattered if they would have put diversity or not, because the writing was just so terrible.
Yeah, and that's where all of those things need to even out.
They were even censoring a lot of this, like how Dragon Age used to get like a lot of, like positivity because like wow look at they're actually showing more skin. Now they're kind of afraid to. Right, and the thing is, in Baldur's Gate, like hell, you can like fuck a fucking bear for fuck's sakes. You have the option to do some really weird stuff.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. I like that diversity of that. Right, you get to do like a whole bunch of weird stuff, especially when it comes to.
Well, I feel like I think you're very open to like just having player choice.
It's just if it's implemented poorly, I'm gonna call it out.
Sure.
That's my responsibility to do it well. If I don't do it well, then obviously I should get criticism against my opinion.
Yeah.
Right. And I think you do a good job of that. That's why I'm trying to do these discourses with you, because I learned so much. Like you having these cultural shifts from your indoctrination from your own country.
100%.
I didn't realize that. I had never heard anybody doing that. So I learned when you talk about these stories. So that way that you're, like I said, I'm probably more critical than you are, but you're more tolerant. So you're kind of balancing me out to help me learn where I might be a little bit more biased or maybe even be wrong on something and leading toward a direction that doesn't make any sense, doesn't have proof. And that's why I like having these discussions with you, because I learn so much.
Oh yeah,
so I'm glad you're going into detail about that.
And I'm telling you, it was a very, I don't want to say, it was weird though, because I have a very, I don't know, I started learning English, like we're going way back, like from my experience, right? But I started learning English when I was like 5 or 6, right?
Right.
I used to play with people all over the world when I was like 9, 10, right? We're talking like playing in 40-player raids with like people from Turkey, Japan, UK.
You did this when you were a teenager?
Oh yeah, I was leading raids
cool.
in WoW when I was like 10.
Nice.
Anyway, long story short,
That's pretty cool.
I always liked, and this is where maybe it was like why I felt so comfortable in New York is I was always surrounded by so many different cultures, right? And a big problem in Serbia is a lot of people grow up knowing their little like circle, right? I still have friends that never saw outside of like the capital in Serbia, right? Which is terrible because you never learn, you never get new experiences and understandings and all of these different things. So that's why whenever people call me,
you just helped me so much there, because I think I know exactly how I want to explain my opinions about how games have changed. Is that I don't want to have a perspective of a political side. I want to call out what I think political sides of the game, like if I want to critically analyze the game as a gamer first, not on a political spectrum. But if the political realm bleeds into it, I have no choice but to say like, hey, this is
but I feel like, but Steve, I feel like if you have, this is where I think we differ so much, right? Like, I'm not apolitical, but politics are very.
But you said you see people, like I see gamers, right? Like when we talk about, what we don't like, we're saying that as gamers, not like, oh, I'm left, I'm right, and I don't like conversations. They're not really helpful.
They're not, but what I'm saying is I feel like because you are so passionate about politics, right? Doesn't matter which side you're on or whatever.
Okay.
I feel like you're almost predispositioned to see these aspects of video games more. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, you're right. Absolutely.
Like
I
you
think
will,
I think
you
you're absolutely
will,
correct.
you will 100%, like not 100%, but you will probably 50% more times notice religious, political, sexual, like choices that the developers made in video games than I would.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? And it's not to say that I'm not as critical. It's just that I don't take it at as much to heart, right?
Yeah. No,
For
I
certain
understand
aspects,
why.
and that's
I understand why.
yeah. And that's why, like, when I tell you, when I go to New York and I have this crazy experience, but crazy to me who has never seen anything like that in Serbia,
Okay.
right?
Mhm.
I've never, like, for example, right? Like, just to give you an example, which is terrible, but there was an African student in my city, Novi Sad, which is the second biggest city in Serbia, and I met him in an internet cafe, and we used to play video games together, right? Because I'm not like a lot of people know English, but a lot of people are super self-conscious about their English knowledge in Serbia. So when he basically, like, he had like 2 or 3 people he would talk to in the internet cafe, which people that knew English, right? So I would chat with him, and then we started playing video games. And then at one point, he's like, "You won't believe what happened." I was like, "What happened?" He's like, "These girls stopped me, and they just want to take a picture with me because I'm black." And it's almost like he's some kind of like animal in a zoo, right? That they want to have a fucking picture with him and be like, "Oh, we took a picture with a black guy." And that sounds like mind-boggling to you guys who were surrounded by all these different cultures, right? Australia, Canada, US, right? You are surrounded by all these different races, all these different ethnicities, all these different cultures, right? You become almost like deaf to that type of reaction. But in Serbia, we're all Caucasian. There is a minority of Romani people, which is, we call them gypsies, which some people find offensive. But Romani people are travelers, and there's a whole, that's a whole other social issue that I'm not going to get into. I have people that are completely like deaf to other races and cultures.
Do Serbians like gypsies?
Depends who it is. Like, you will have, just like here, you will have people that are straight up just racist, right? And I had gypsy friends growing up, and I was at their house. I had meals with them. I grew up with them. Never had an issue. They were the sweetest people, right? But then if you have...
ever see that show on Discovery? It's kind of like the Gypsy Mafia or whatever.
What is it about UK?
Or wait, was it the Amish Mafia?
I don't know.
No,
anyway,
it was the Amish Mafia.
I don't know. My point is, in Serbia, it's very one-sided in sense of like how you see the world, right?
Yeah.
And then from that background, like how I was raised and how I was, not to say that my parents, I don't think my parents are racist.
But you appreciate having both of those perspectives of having, something that's very linear and also kind of random.
Well, what was random
I'm
is...
talking about like culture and race and stuff like that. So you kind of understand and appreciate the difference between those two because of where you grew up.
Well, yeah, I saw it firsthand. I saw racism and social issues firsthand as a kid in Serbia, right? Which is a very like unique perspective, right?
Can I tell you a story about what people act like? Here's the thing about when it comes to race. Like, where is it justified to have somebody have a life experience with a type of people that can actually justify any type of like reaction when you're around those types of people? Like, can you imagine, in Canada, I know that this is one guy that posts a lot of stuff about a lot of Indians that come here, or those people that have a last name called Singh. I don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah, it just comes with their last name all the time. I don't know why. Is it? Is it?
Yeah, Singh's Indian. And
Yeah, okay. So it's Indian. Okay, I'm not 100% sure. I'm not trying to, be picky about that. But I'm just...
More than likely they speak Farsi.
But like, say like you've experienced a lot of crime in an area because of that particular way. Like, I've been hearing a lot of home invasions and a lot of catch and releases happening within crime. There were a lot of,
a lot of people
really, and I was like, I don't want to paint a picture that type of people are going to be criminals, but when
you will have a cultural prejudice to that because that's what you're exposed
just naturally
to.
Because of that, like if you had a personal experience with people that are of that race that you had a bad memory with, Is there any justification that you might have some prejudice because of the bad experience?
No,
Is there anything?
I'm
No?
never gonna argue with percentages, but you know what's also like something that's stupid, right? You will hear, let's say let's just take in context white people, right?
Okay. Yeah.
White people will tell you, oh, like, especially like freaking Texas is racist as shit, right? And you will straight up say like, straight up hear people talk about black people like they're the worst fucking thing that ever happened, right? Like they will have that stance.
And I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. No.
What? But no, I'm not saying
Yeah,
that you're
not all of
racist.
Texas.
No,
That's
listen.
pretty fucking general.
I know.
I'm just clarifying that I don't agree with that. That's not the way to go.
No, I don't
No,
think
it's
I don't
'cause he's
think you.
wrong.
No, Steve, I don't think you would. The example that I'm bringing up is like, let's say you're white, you grew up around white family your whole life,
Yeah.
and all you were ever told is that black people are bad, right? Then
That's some sense. I would
no,
definitely agree
listen,
with.
listen.
Yeah.
Then you go onto a debate show, whatever. I can't remember where I saw it, and you start debating with somebody who has done research into things, and you tell them like, well, these black people are taking like, they're on what is it called, Dave?
The highest.
No. It's stop.
Game
It's
or something like that, or whatever.
No. It's
like statistics and stuff like that for that. But
no. They claim Social Security. It's not Social Security. What is it called, Dave?
Medicaid?
No.
Medicare?
No. What is it called?
RSP.
Young JT says, thanks for the happy together video on 2077. Watching it now. Hey, thank you so much for watching. Thank you. I appreciate it. I hope you have fun with the game. It is a really fun game. You can also check out, I have some playlists about Cyberpunk 2077, and I did a ton of content on it. So if you're ever bored and want to check it out, feel free to do so. Appreciate you. But anyway, long story short is, welfare. Welfare is what I'm thinking of.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So,
okay, there we go.
So there was a whole debate,
That's what it is.
and they're like, hey, like these black people are taking welfare, right?
Yeah,
and then they pull up this info, and they're like look, there's 15% more white people that are on welfare than black people.
Right.
And you can and their eyes are just like, you can tell they're like, their mind was just blown, right? Because they never looked into it. They grew up around that, and it's not their fault. Like, they grew up in that environment, and they never took it a different way.
For that. That's where I have sympathy for that.
Yeah.
Right. Because sometimes you don't know any better.
Exactly. And
Like,
if there's
humility with that.
Yeah, and if there's clear percentage that says like, oh, in Canada there's like all these Indian people who are criminals, and you can confirm it through this, sure.
Yeah, and I don't want, like I said, I don't want to assume just because those situations are happening.
No,
I
you
want
can't.
to say
You can't
that they're
deny the
criminals.
facts. What I hate.
Yeah, exactly. It's hard to like pick a side in the situation because they both can be true. Like, I can't say that they're criminals, but there are criminals that are Indians, that are strictly Indians. You're
There's
like, oh,
yeah, like any race, and every.
Honestly, I wish more conversations were like that, where like both of the arguments are right in some way.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's that you just said that to me. That's perfect. That's the way you just laid it out for me was perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, it's. Go ahead, Tix.
Sorry, mate. I've been waiting to say this for a while, but yeah, I've seen a similar experience myself because I grew up in England, and not taking any pride in this. England still has its racial issues. Even when I was growing up and left, and to this day, there's still racism going on out there.
Mm-hmm.
Australia's a lot more liberal. Definitely, if you live around the cities, they're more accepting the gay community.
Yeah.
But if you move to the country and rural areas outside the main cities, where I stayed for a while, you might as well have gone back to 1950s with some of their attitudes.
But that's my point, right? Like, people get so like, for example, if you tell
Like,
Republicans,
I don't think there's anything wrong with that because you do have both sides to go from, right? So, because if let's say like you were one of those people that lived a lot of their choices and their experiences from those traditions from 1950. At least you have that option of that culture in there to bounce ideas off of, right? Like I said, you coming from when it was Kurgle talking from his country to here, that change of perspective is nice to know instead of just coming from one area. So go ahead.
Yeah, and I was just saying, I've noticed over here it's more insidious with the racism. Like, they're not completely in your face. Like,
oh, it's very
I've
subtle.
seen
Like in the US, it's very subtle.
It's very subtle digs. Oh, you're welcome here, but it's a shame you happen to be that particular skin color. Oh, we'd like you to be. It's just those. But to me, it's because a lot of Australia did develop a lot slower than most of the world, and the cities obviously being metropolitan, industrialized,
Well, let's be honest. You
industrialization.
guys had a lot to deal with too.
Yeah,
You guys
yeah.
have a lot to deal with.
And it's definitely a
Aren't
little.
you kind of like isolated. You're like a giant island. You're kind of isolated as well.
Yeah, but there's
you-
so
Does that
many
kind of
more
hurt-
cultures now in Australia than it was
No,
when it
I
was
know.
first
I'm
formed.
just saying the harsh, economics or whatever. It kind of makes sense that those things were happening because of, like I said, how like isolated they are, and obviously the extreme, temperatures, and obviously the wildlife. All right, go ahead, Diggs. Go ahead.
It's definitely ongoing to this day against Asians. There's still a lot of racial issues with Asians.
Was there a
Makes sense.
particular
That actually
reason,
makes
or
sense. That actually
Yeah,
makes sense
because-
because of all the Chinese and all the sorry, not Chinese. I mean, like all the Asians around that country. There's a lot. So I guess that makes sense.
A lot of our media is still run by Murdoch, News Corp, etc. And we're always constantly getting fed out Chinese. They basically throw the Asians all into the same basket. I've had this debate with someone else from this over here before, and he was having an attack at someone who was Asian. I'm going, yeah, but he's not actually. He's from Singapore. He's not from China.
Yeah,
I've worked with a
exactly.
mate.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
they
a good
don't.
point. That's a good point. He might be Asian, but he doesn't really have anything to actually culturally or traditionally bring him up in the
But
Asian
even if he
cultures.
does,
See,
it just,
because
that
he's in
kills
Singapore,
me.
right?
That's,
So
yeah.
I mean, it's just like it's like you having Serbian culture and stuff, but you never lived in Serbia, and then saying that they're Serbian. It's like, well, some of it is, but they didn't literally grow up there. I'm just saying an example. Like I know it's not actually true, but I'm just saying it as an example, and that's why I can like, okay, I understand why people should defend people like that are Asian that lived in Singapore who have no cultural connections to the people that are usually in Asian populated countries. So they assume that, and that's wrong. I don't like that.
Agree completely, and it's that level of ignorance. Like I understand if you grow up with it, you are filtered, but if you're not willing to extend beyond that and you just attack when you get uncomfortable, then it does become a bit of a problem. You know
Like
what I'm saying?
it's fair to
You mean
assume it.
you mean with racists, right, Tiggs?
Yeah. I've had a few friends who changed their attitudes, and then I had a few people who just want to play with the stereotypes. You know?
Yeah. Like it's okay to sometimes like use that as a baseline, but if you don't learn to see if you've actually changed your mind about something, then why even have that opinion in the first place? Right? Like I said, if you're gonna assume somebody's, like, oh, he's an Asian, he must know Chinese culture, like that doesn't make sense in every context. But if you want to use that as a default, that's fine, because you don't know any better from the information you already have. But the thing is, if you are going to do that and you just put
But
them
you
in
see,
a
I
pile
think
that's
you should.
stupid.
But and this is what That's what I was trying to say earlier.
Yeah.
When people fucking call me woke, I'm like, fine, I'll be as woke as possible, because that means, to me, my definition of it is that I treat people as people. I don't give a fuck what your background is. I don't give a fuck about your races.
I don't think that's woke, though.
But
that's I don't think that's woke. I think that's being reasonably tolerant.
But
That's
but
like
you gotta
reasonable
understand.
tolerance, you know
You
what I'm
gotta
saying?
understand, Steve. You're very in the middle in a well, not in the middle, but
I'm not on the
you.
spectrum. I kind of pull myself around to learn where I can.
Yes,
I don't
but
wanna
my
stick in
point
one
is,
area.
not everyone is as open as you
I know.
to
You're right.
hear
Absolutely.
this,
You're absolutely
because when they say woke, anything that's different than who they are, which is that's a stereotype, which is a white man, right?
Yeah. Right.
Anything that's not like them. Oh, sorry, I just forgot to mention. And straight, right? Because they always like to bring sexuality into it.
Okay.
If it's not a white straight male, they are immediately, doesn't matter who it is. Doesn't mean if it's an Indian person. Doesn't mean if it's a Middle Eastern person. Doesn't mean if it's a Serbian person. Doesn't fucking matter, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And if you're different than them and you support, let's say I'm a white straight guy, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And I support whatever, everything that has to do with people just having their rights, and I think everybody deserves the same chance, no matter who the fuck they are. That doesn't fucking matter to me, right?
Yeah, well, it's part of the
And
Constitution. It
and
would
they
make sense
and they
otherwise.
see that, and they see that. No, what I'm trying to tell you is they see that, and they call me woke, but they'll like call me woke and go about their day, right?
Well, they're doing it emotionally when they're going to call you that, and I don't
Yes.
think you're woke because of that.
No. But listen, but I'm a straight
It's
white
like I
guy.
said, like there's people that do that and are woke, but they do it like they don't do it with any kind of like conscious like reasoning. They just do it because they're supposed to.
That's my point.
Right?
That's
You're
my
not doing it
point.
because you're supposed to. You're doing it because you're trying to reasonably understand why you should or why you shouldn't.
Yeah.
Right? That's using your mind and actually looking at what you learn from material you're learning over time, right? So I don't think you should blindly do it, but I don't think you should completely cut it off.
I don't think I ever cut it off, because
I know. I'm just saying that people shouldn't be one side. They should try to learn where they are by trying to explore all of it.
Yeah.
Like you shouldn't just stick with one side of news if you're gonna miss out another half. Like why? Like I said, when it comes to like mainstream media, you shouldn't just stick with the left side or the right side. You should look at all of it.
I should not fucking watch any of it, honestly.
Yeah, well, you never know. There's half truths in there.
There's everything. Well, that's the problem. That's my problem.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes
Everything is
they
a
lie
fucking
completely.
half-truth.
Sometimes they tell the truth. Sometimes they tell half truths. It's just all about selling you the narrative.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you ever heard of an app called Ground News?
Ground. Oh, I think I saw that. It's like the gray
Yeah.
area. They're not
Well,
leaning.
They show everything. They show all the mainstream media opinions
Yeah.
on the spectrum.
Yeah,
Which like that's the kind of ideas we kind of need for this stuff, and let everybody else work through those systems. And so that way they have the option to learn and educate themselves.
Yeah.
So they don't just be like forced into a group just because they're white or just because, if they're saying you have to accept this, right?
Yeah.
So I like that you're discussing this stuff, because like I said, I learned so much. Like especially when you guys live in different countries, right? I'm not gonna learn everything by myself. I'm not gonna know everything.
Yeah.
I should be always trying to explore ideas and
Yeah, and that's
perspectives. I should
great.
always do that.
And that's why even when you're never unreasonable, but like even when your opinions are so much different than mine, and you don't understand where I'm coming from, even though I'm trying really hard to explain it to you, I don't mind like spending the extra time to explain it to you, and
I am trying.
like
I am
from my
trying to
point of
learn.
view.
I am
No,
trying
and
to
I
learn
appreciate it.
what you want me to understand.
Yeah.
Because I have to think about what you've been through, right? Like I said, the big experience is probably your transition from something so different from what you grew up with.
Yeah.
And you're just seeing the differences, and you're like, oh, I don't like the way things were back then. But I don't think it's entirely bad the way things were then. Entirely.
Well,
But
no,
there
what I
was
was gonna
parts.
I was gonna tell you this earlier. Okay, so think about this. You have the blue states, right? Let's call them blue states, and
Okay.
they're concentrated around cities, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right.
So now
Absolutely.
you have
You're
now you have
correct.
the Midwest and the middle of the U.S. who are
Yeah.
super Republican, and think
Yeah.
about this. How many minorities are they gonna see there in their areas? How many
Probably
different
not a
how
lot.
many
Probably a lot.
different opinions are they gonna see there, right?
Is that a bad thing? Is that a bad thing or a good thing?
I think
Or is it both?
I think it's both,
Okay.
but I think it's more of a bad thing, and here's why, right?
Okay.
I grew up in a city, right, who evolves socially, whatever, right? And I think the more cultures and things you bring together, it is.
You've lived in both, right? You lived in blue states and red states, and you kind of experienced both of those as well.
Yes, but my
Okay, that's
point
great.
is you tell, let's say, a Republican person, and I have to do it this way because that's how it is in U.S., right?
Okay. Yeah.
You have a conservative Republican person, right,
Yeah.
in the mid U.S., and you will ask them something, and they'll tell you information like, I don't know, like all Indians are bad and they're thieves, right?
No,
So now they
that's-
live. No, but I'm giving you a very
I know. I'm just reminding.
hypothetical. Then they live in an echo chamber, right? That tells them Indian people are bad, and this goes on for generations.
Echo chambers are boring.
Exactly.
They're
But
freaking boring.
but do you
All
think?
It's the same message you've been selling yourself this whole time?
Yes,
and you're
but
never
my
learning
point
anything.
is,
You don't like
listen,
those.
listen.
Yeah.
Then you get to a city, right? as a young person, right, who grew up in fucking Serbia, right? Then you go to a big city and you see 20 different cultures,
Yeah,
debating each other. What is
You
the
that
higher?
a lot. You like that a lot.
What?
Well, you like how different, like you like exploring, like when you're first you went in there, you must have been like, wow, there's so many different types of people here. There's so many different
Of
types
course.
of race.
Like, why wouldn't you like that?
Yeah, no, I like that.
I mean, okay, no. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this, right?
I like that though. I like
where
that.
I was going with this hypothetical thing, right? Is that by the time you reach a city that has, let's say, 5 different cultures, you're more likely to be compassionate and understanding towards people that are different than you are if you live in the fucking middle of nowhere in the U.S.
You're right. But
okay.
when you're too compassionate, isn't that a bad thing? Like,
So
I mean,
well,
okay, maybe that's hard to actually say because you might be like, well, what's too compassionate? How do you like describe what's too compassionate?
No. I think I'm very, very good at, like, I don't.
Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
I know what you're trying to say.
Being compassionate is a good thing. It's just that at what point does the compassion lead to something? You're letting something happen that you shouldn't, right? Like, so I'm saying, like, having unreasonable tolerance is not a good thing. You should have tolerance, but you should also have, like, standards.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. No. I agree. All I'm saying is
that's what I'm trying to say with me. Like, I don't want to be somebody who's strictly one side or one opinion. I kind of want to have both, just in case, because maybe something's more right the next time that I was wrong about, but I had the openness to realize and go, hey, I actually had someone to talk to about this, and I actually wanted to talk about it, and then have that different perspectives play out. That's, like I said, that's the reason why I really do value what you're talking about, because I don't understand to see it that way as much as you do, but also I'm trying to offer the same thing but the opposite, so that way you have that in your understanding.
But are you doing that just to be a contrarian? Because that, to me, because
I don't know the definition of that, so you're gonna explain what you mean by
like you. So let's say I don't know. Let's say 7 out of 10 people say things this way.
I want to hear what a canarian is.
Canarian.
Yeah.
It's like somebody who loves canaries.
But no. Listen. Let's just say
the BDSM term.
7 out of 10 people say something is this way, and then you will automatically, no matter what your fucking opinion is, you will side with the 3 out of 10 people.
Oh, like with the minority opinion?
Yes.
No, I think that you should look at both. Look at the majority.
Yeah, but
and
you
minority.
just said you like to be the balance, right? Because you feel like, okay.
No, that's wrong. No, I don't want to be the balance. I want all the options available to me so I can explore them myself.
Okay, that's a better way to put it.
And
yes,
then
for sure.
say, which one do I actually, what resonates with me? The majority or the minority? And I have to also face the consequences of choosing that option. So if I choose the minority, there's going to be consequences for that. Just like doing the minority. Sorry, the majority. And sometimes one could be bad and one could be good, and sometimes it could be vice versa.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like
that's why I like talking about this stuff with you, and you're telling me what you're like, what you say you tolerate and you actually appreciate. And I'm like, okay, well, that's good. I have that perspective that I don't see all the time, and I might not always agree with, but it's nice to have.
Yeah, I mean, and there's a simple example. Like, I'm trying to remember what my dad told me. He said something that pissed me the fuck off, because to him, it's like he doesn't know any better, right? Like,
at least you have a bad example to learn off of, right? So see, you have something to disagree with instead of just having nothing.
Well, I know, and I get what your point is. Too much of a good thing is a bad thing. I get that, and I agree. Everything in moderation is how it should be. But my problem stems.
Well, it depends on the person, right? Depends on the person.
Yeah, but my problem stems from people that are so oblivious and fucking deaf to.
Like I said, I don't like echo chambers. Like I said, I think those are boring. I don't think they're helpful at all.
But there's so many of them. You can't deny it. It's like
that's a shame.
Yeah,
that's a shame.
Like,
and that's why I like,
theoretically, theoretically, especially in the U.S., every state should be a swing state, as they call them, right? Ideally, that's how it should be, and we shouldn't have this like absolutist like, oh, abortion is.
But at least you have the option. At least you have two options instead of just one. Even know that you don't see the mixture of culture and race and all that stuff in the states because of people's opinions. But the thing is, you can't change that. But you can at least learn from it. Like you said, you can tell me like that's never gonna happen, and like you're probably right. But you never know. Maybe someday people are better at it in smaller groups, like we are right now.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe it's not about the big, huge leaps. Maybe it's just about the small steps. And the
I'm sure there is. I'm sure
about.
there's
Right?
effect and there's like value in some of these things.
Like,
and
I don't like it when Dave says thinking he's so powerless. Like you're not. You are powerful. You just don't know how to use the little power you do have.
Yeah.
And use it responsibly.
But I mean,
look at everybody else that has so much power that doesn't know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah, but listen, Steve, we are granted much younger than both Tiggs and Dave, and that's why they're letting us yap about it, because they probably went through their years of like trying to be this changing force and shit. They don't have the energy for that. I mean, I don't know. Dave and Tiggs, tell me if I'm wrong for that statement. Is that correct?
That's actually a good thing you brought that up. That's great.
Tiggs
That's a
left.
great point.
Dave, are you awake?
Yeah. No, I mean, I grew up not giving a shit, dude. I've always been anti-government. I've never liked any part of it, anybody's point of view. I hate people in general. I started caring a little bit when that certain person tried to get into the office, and I voted once or twice.
Who was that?
I recently, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
I recently come to the realization I was right in the first place, and fuck it all.
Yeah, and I don't blame you, but
I don't blame you either. It's your choice, anyways. It's up to me.
Yeah.
I
But
mean,
my point is, there's probably
but
like countless.
usually you don't.
Yeah, and there's probably like countless amounts of people like Dave and probably like Tiggs, and
yeah, absolutely.
You can't, like, not everybody's gonna want to give a shit about things, which is also fine, you know.
Yes, yeah. There's a lot of, like, ignorance is bliss.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
I mean,
but no,
here's
you
the
can't
thing.
can't say that either.
No,
because it's not. I don't think Dave
Personal experience
doesn't.
with that, though. Okay, do you want to tell the story about that?
Sure, go ahead.
So my stepdad is very he's very smart, but he's honestly too smart for his own good, because he thinks that if he gets too involved, it'll scare him, or it'll wake him up, and he'll think that, like, he'll put himself into like a state of despair because he'll realize something that's awful that's happening, but he knows he can't do anything about it, and he thinks knowing that is the problem, and it will interfere with his enjoyment of life. Right? You understand what I'm coming from here? Why he's saying,
like, why worry about things you can't change?
Yeah.
Okay.
But here's the thing, that is your choice. I cannot force people to care in the ways that I care, but I can at least offer that kind of character to you, to, I don't know, learn from, or be inspired by, or motivated by, or whatever. I have no choice of what you take away from it.
Yeah.
Right? You choose. Right? You can even say you don't like me because of it. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's freedom. You're free. You are free to have whatever opinions and conversations you want around me. And that, because like I said, that makes, honestly, discourse so much more enjoyable. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, hell, like, we're talking about so much stuff that could be pissing people off all the time. And it's like, well, you guys are not really having fun with it. You're not finding something to enjoy about it, something to appreciate about it, something to be gratified about it. And I am. That's all I can think about when I'm having types of conversations with people like this. Because a lot of people just don't want to talk about it. And I'm like, I like talking about it. Why
I don't mind. I mean, in my head, it's, I have this, I don't even know how to phrase it. Like, to me, if somebody's so different than me and they can't see the world that I can, I'm going to do my best, no matter how different we are, to tell you my side of the story. If you don't understand anything, that's completely fine, right?
Yeah. Well, you can't force people to do that. You can't.
Yeah, I mean,
you can't force them.
Yeah, and as long as you're respectful enough with me that I'm majority of the time I'll be cool with you.
That's the best way to offer like guidance of any kind that they want to take away from, is to be respectful. So if I was having a conversation
But
with
it's
somebody,
hard. It's hard. There's
yeah,
just so many
I know,
racist and
I
fucked up
know,
people. You
I
know what I
know,
mean?
but the thing is, if you're already having the conversation and the waste of the moment, anyways, you might as well take away what you can, right? Like I said, I'm talking to my stepdad about stuff, and he started to realize the weird, like Netflix race swaps everything, and you're like, why are they doing that for like no reason at all? Because they want to have a black person there for some reason. I'm just saying that's like silly. Like, why are you doing that? If
That's also very like.
Yeah, I'm saying that's probably the best definition of like what people would say woke is, because you're just doing it for the fuck of it, or like for image. You know what I'm saying? Image. Oh, we care about black people because we added this black guy. And you're like, you don't. You just did it because of PR reasons and bullshit.
Yeah.
You don't care about them. So why are you doing that? Oh, for money. Oh, there you go. Okay.
I mean, isn't that always a thing?
Like they ruined my favorite story, The Gunslinger, by switching out the main character to Idris Elba.
Oh yeah.
The whole point of that story, dude, is this beautiful contradiction between a white guy and a crippled black woman in a wheelchair with really opinionated matters about her race,
Okay.
And to completely destroy that by removing the white guy for a black guy.
It's like removing Denzel Washington from his best movie. You were like, why would you remove him? He's so good. He was perfect at that role. And I'm like, I didn't care if he was black. I'm just saying, does he fit the role? Is he great at it? I'm like, yeah, he's fucking awesome, right? Like,
but then you gotta
I understand why people love him.
Yeah.
Right.
But then you got to be ready from, just to play devil's advocate. Then you have to be ready to not criticize something just because of somebody's race. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It goes both ways.
Teeter-tot. Yeah, you're constantly. Yeah. But your thing is, you're always learning in those. You're learning to be comfortable in uncomfortable situations when you're talking about social topics.
Yeah.
When you practice, right? That's why I do this. I like practicing doing that. So that way, I don't know, maybe I could do some good. Even if it's just small,
I'm sure.
Right? I mean, like I said,
I know you do it.
And here,
no. I think you always do, or not always, but look.
Better explaining. I have to kind of slow down and explain better. I kind of poor at that. I apologize for that. I'm doing a poor job of that.
No,
the thing is, you do pull me back though. You actually helped me with that. Which I appreciate.
I just tell you, like, if you tell me something at face value, like you tell me X, Y, and Z, and I give you an answer for that X, Y, and Z, and then you tell me, oh no, I didn't mean it like that, and I'm like, well, that's what the fuck I heard, right? Like, I don't blame you. I'm not gonna tell you like, oh, that's a horrible opinion to have.
If you think you need to do that with me, then do that. If you think you need to do that with me, that's fine. Because maybe I am doing that. It's okay to call me out if I'm doing that. And
I do. That's what I'm saying. But a lot of people, a lot of people will get offended by the way that you say things. No. I'm saying like they're gonna take what you're saying as you being against somebody being a fucking human, whatever.
Well, I can't do anything about that though. I can't choose what they get offended. And
well, no, but that's what I appreciate about you. You're learning how to articulate yourself better, so you can have better conversations with people, right? Like I'm not gonna get offended. And granted,
it's more helpful for everybody else around me.
Yeah,
right?
but
so
I mean,
it shows leadership, right? I'm trying to just be a leader in that area if I can.
Yeah.
The thing is, if I don't make an impact, then obviously what I'm doing is wrong, right?
Yeah. Totally.
And I should adjust myself accordingly. And I think this is actually our best conversation about these topics that we've had so far.
Yeah,
so honestly,
for sure.
That's something that we should hold as an accomplishment.
No, it's great.
We
have
butt heads, but we didn't really do it really well. We didn't like.
I don't think we butt heads. I just think at the end of the day.
You're right. We didn't butt heads. I just didn't know what word I wanted to put in there instead.
It's okay.
But yeah.
At the end of the day, I care about people as people, right? And I'm not as political and not as motivated about politics as you are. That's just a fact. And it is fine.
Even that part's valuable to me.
Yeah, because you get a different perspective.
I get a casual political perspective.
Yeah.
Casual, right? Because I don't think exactly. You just explained it to me. I'm more political on a political spectrum than you are.
Exactly.
And you're less, but you still have political opinions. But
exactly, and that's why definitions for certain terms are very different between you and I.
Yeah.
Right?
And
that's why but I don't. You see, I'm trying to understand how do you. For example, when people start talking about DEI, right?
Yeah.
I understand why people are clinging for one aspect of DEI, but that's not DEI as a whole.
It matters
right?
for certain situations, and it doesn't matter as much for others. Like if
Yes, but
I
then
have,
why group it? Why group it all as one? The
because I
same
think
thing as wokeness. Like, I don't why.
it comes in from, like I said, a financial perspective. Like why companies do that is because they're getting incentive to do so. Okay, so like one
Because you're saying the governments are gonna like help businesses that are.
I think the government does a tax cut for certain companies who have DEI programs as well.
There,
But it's
well,
not
there
just
a lot of them are like something.
so there is benefits for doing so, but the thing is there a cost for doing so, and should we analyze that if there is? And the thing is, I should be giving you that info, and the thing is, I haven't done a good job of that. So that's why I've been doing the research, and I'm coming back to these conversations, and I'm going, hey, why don't I readjust my argument and see if I'm doing a better job this time than I did last time?
Yeah.
Because I did poor
But I think
talking about that before.
Yeah. But I mean, and all of them are hypocrites at the end of the day. Like, I mean, what we talked about Elon Musk is like, he got caught removing a fucking verification mark from Asmongold and his gaming tag.
That's so stupid too.
But that you're like you're
stupid.
complaining that somebody's doing something, and you buy the platform to not be that, to quote unquote have freedom of speech. You're doing exactly the opposite. It's this is why I never put energy into any of them, because it's pointless. Like,
But
currently,
did you okay? If the opportunity present itself where you were proven wrong, you would go with like, hey, well, this is the outcome's better, even though I'm wrong, right? But the thing is, you weren't wrong. You are right. And the thing is, I thought so at the beginning when Elon Musk did buy Twitter. So technically, I have to take accountability and say for myself, I was wrong. I think that.
But that
free
doesn't.
speech is now
But
being
I'm glad.
controlled.
Yeah,
Still
I'm glad you
was done
see.
before.
Yeah, and I'm glad you see it for what it is. But at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck. Like, that
I
doesn't.
side with the truth. I have to side with the truth, not with my opinions are, even though that I could be wrong. Because, like I said, you can be right about stuff.
Yeah, and then be wrong later on. Like, I get
that. Yeah, results are horrible.
Yeah.
And you're like, why would I want to be right about that? Like, why would I want to be right about a globalist elite controlling the world? Why would I want to be right about that?
But I mean, I don't know. Twitter, obviously, like,
that.
whatever they like did was shady shit, and
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I don't give a fuck again, because it doesn't affect me personally. But I know that I used Twitter back in the day almost like optimistically, because now Twitter is, every time I go there, all I see is drama and negative shit, because that's what sells, right? In general, like 80%.
Social media is not a good space to communicate ideas, I think.
Not just that, it's not a good place to be for mental health in general.
Yeah. Like I understand why people say like it on a platform that doesn't it's kind of hard to hold your people accountable and yourself accountable and call people out on social media and actually make an impact on those people when they're doing something wrong or they said something that was stupid, because it's done so artificially. It doesn't feel natural, like a conversation that we're having. About, like, can you imagine having a conversation like we're having right now on social media? It'd be completely different. Remember, you're talking with people with text messages without having any kind of what's missing from a conversation we were having right now instead of from talking than texting. What would be different? What would be missing?
I mean, context. Well, I mean,
you might not care about putting as much info. When we talk, we can put a lot more info down in a short period of time than we can do texting.
Yeah,
right.
No, that's
depending on how you communicate, right?
Yeah, sure.
So I think people communicate their ideas poorly, and I do think myself as well when it comes to social media and how I discuss topics with people. And that's why I think these topics for me are better talking instead of texting. And I think those conversations are being done on social media, and I think that's the reason why they suck so bad, and I don't like them. And that's why I agree with you that sometimes even free speech is kind of pointless to do on social media, and it's better to do in action, like in real life.
Yeah, well,
right?
I mean, they're never ready. They're never gonna be ready to do that. And it's just...
I know. I'm just saying that's what I think I've learned from that when you brought that up.
Yeah.
Because I'm learning that real time. Yeah. I've had some good conversations with people, even in your group when it comes to Facebook. Some people that disagree with me, and I'm like, okay, well, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, like sometimes they get maybe a little more offended, and I'm like, I have to remember, I'm texting people on a social media platform. I'm not really communicating.
Yeah.
Person-to-person perspective, because I might be a little bit more lenient and a little more understanding when I'm talking to somebody on the phone instead of just texting. Like I said, because there is some things that do get missed that would probably pull you off from being so offended or angry or upset or misunderstood. Right. And that's the reason why I don't like doing a lot of the conversations that we have on social media, because they're ineffective. They're not. Well, most
Yeah,
of the time
you
they're
see it as
ineffective.
you see it as a waste of time. I mean, look, Da Vinci says, me
It's not
personally,
a
I'm much
waste of
better.
time. It's not a waste. It's just ineffective from the
Yeah.
better options that I have available to me.
Yeah.
This is the better option if I had to choose.
Yeah.
Than the ones I'm doing with people in your social media platform.
Yeah.
But I do have actual good conversations with people on that platform, even though that people disagree with me. I like that stuff. I mean, I think I was talking to a liberal woman. Remember that one post you said about this one teacher that was was pushing these kids and they were dehydrated or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was talking to this one lady, and I was like, I have to be careful because I don't want to get upset myself, and I don't want him to like drag out the worst in her. I kind of want to take away the best parts of her argument and show it to us as a discussion, going, that's great. Here, that's awesome. I like that part. That's good for both of us. We both learned something from that. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah. No, for sure.
So it's more constructive.
Yeah, but look here, Da Vinci says.
I do that on social media, though.
Yeah, Da Vinci says, me personally, I'm much better at communicating my ideas over text than in writing, on account of having a highly emotional nature
I'm not
that I
saying
have to
works for everybody.
filter my
It's right.
thoughts through, which is difficult when talking.
Yeah. So you're like that. You're like me when I'm talking, but you're like me when you're texting, but I'm like you when I'm talking. Does that make sense? Did I fuck that up?
No, it makes sense.
I'm a better speaker than I am a texter.
Yeah.
Does that make
for
sense?
sure.
And he's
Yeah.
a better texter, right? So it depends on how you talk with people when it comes to something that would be easy to set people off, right?
Yeah, totally.
So I think I would probably set people off worse in texting on social media, especially when it is so explosively,
Yeah, you're just
volatile.
You're not talking to a human. You're talking to a fucking
talking to a
profile
text message.
picture.
Yeah, the profile picture. It could be real. It might even be a real person. It could be a fucking robot. You don't even know. There's nothing humanized about it, really.
Yeah. It's
But
hard to humanize it.
It's hard to tell. So it's really hard to bring that human aspect into discourse on social media and have it be effective. And that's why I think people should stop using it as much for those issues.
Yeah.
You want to talk about these things and learn and try to be.
I mean, that's why
try to unite people with your abilities and stuff. Don't do it over social media all the time.
Yeah.
Especially if it's not your strong point.
I mean,
It's
there's a
not my
reason
strong
why those videos on YouTube do so well, right? Like, you have just two different opinions, and they're like face to face and like counterpointing each other, right?
Yeah.
So,
like I said, we could have the same conversation in text, and it would be different. Because I might be too lazy. Like, what if I'm too lazy? I don't want.
I mean, I mean, to be honest, like, if we were trying to have this conversation like through Facebook comments, I would have given up after the second comment. I would say, like, there's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do to change his mind.
It doesn't feel connective to people. You don't feel you wouldn't feel connected to the conversation to me.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing human about it, really. You're looking at a text message and reading off a screen instead of actually like connecting our minds, right, and our ideas.
For sure.
It doesn't feel as cohesive.
Yeah.
Right. So that's why I like doing this instead of doing these type of talks with people face to face, instead of doing it or over talking over the discourse, than doing it on social media and texting people. And I think that people need to learn how to know what their strengths are when it comes to communicating your ideas and actually learning how to build relationships with people you disagree with. And I think that's honestly, social media should be doing that. It should be built. You should be trying to do your absolute best to build connections with people that you wouldn't expect. So you have an arsenal of things you never need. You never know if you might need.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why I appreciate your opinion so much and your ideas, because I might never have realized that those were there, because I don't know anybody that live in Serbia. I don't know anybody there.
Yeah.
So I have something of value there that's unique. So I would be kind of irresponsible to not try to learn how to learn from that, and also maybe teach other people about that, and also tell them about it. Or
I mean, there's definitely value in it. I mean, do I think there's crazy good value in it? Maybe. I don't think there's crazy good value in it, because
I try to be optimistic with that. I try to be optimistic.
Well,
with
no. I think Fuck you screwed up my thought
Sorry.
process. You
Sorry,
you
I
get
talk too
excited and then
much.
you jump the gun. No, you're
Yeah,
good.
I'm
You're
sorry.
good. No, you're
Right,
fine.
though.
Oh, okay. So what I was gonna say, like, to me, maybe that I don't see it as that much value because I grew up with it for 21 years. But to you, it's like probably much more valuable than I can never think, right?
Because people don't want to talk to me about this stuff. They don't.
Yeah.
Not even a little bit, man. It's like, why? It's like I would learn so much. Just give me a chance.
I mean, yeah, I don't think you're, I don't think you're like disrespectful to anybody or anything like that. I think you have your opinions or you're passionate about those opinions.
That works against me then if I were to do that.
What?
Because that works against my principles. If I, what did you say that if I was disrespectful, I am literally telling people, don't be here so I can appreciate something about you.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's not what I want to do. If somebody thinks I'm being disrespectful and I'm seeing something valuable there that I don't want them to leave with, I'm going to try to keep them there. And if I have to be respectful, I'll be respectful.
Yeah.
Right?
Totally.
So, like, if I want to be disrespectful and I didn't want to appreciate something that a value that would come out of the conversation, I would just tell you, well, who gives a fuck what you think?
Yeah.
Right?
Basically.
You get out of here.
Da Vinci says, wait, I'm also perfectly fine with a happy medium of having the other party talking and I listen and write out my responses. Though that in of itself is a skill. Understanding spoken word and understanding written word are two different things, separate from the ability of the writer or the speaker. 100%.
I like that. I like that.
I agree.
That's great. I like that. Yeah. That's very good. Good point.
Yeah, I mean, Dave's probably fucking snoring, bored of us yapping.
I'm playing Witcher 3.
Sorry.
Sorry about that. You playing Witcher 3?
Yeah.
Nice.
Did
you start a new playthrough or?
No, still one. It's a huge game. I haven't played it in a while though.
Man, wow! I learned so much today. Holy shit!
Yeah, I'm glad you did.
So much information. Did you learn something from me at least?
Yeah, for sure. I see where you're coming from.
Great, awesome. That's the accomplishment.
Yeah.
If I could, like I said, if you take something from me and you apply it to the world and you say this is a benefit to you,
but I think I already
you should do it.
Yeah, for sure. And I think at the end of the day we agree. Like 80% of the way, it's just we focus. I think
disagree.
No, it is.
Yeah,
I was gonna get to that. It's okay. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, I don't give a fuck if we disagree. But my point is, I think majority of our misunderstanding, I guess, comes from me seeing it as a humanity thing.
Yeah.
And you seeing it as like, and not in a bad way, but you see it as something that's forceful and political, right?
Yeah, it's manipulative, right? They're manipulating your compassion against you. That's what I don't like, and I hate that shit. Like, I don't want you not to care about people. I just don't want them to use that against you. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
I don't. You gotta explain it.
Okay. It's like the government saying, "Hey, do this. It's gonna help people." Even though that they're not telling you to think about it, they're not telling you to do research.
Are you talking about vaccination?
Possibly, but
okay. You can just say it. Listen, I don't give a fuck what you think about it. Just tell me. You can be straight up with me.
I got vaccinated, but I also talked to people who didn't get vaccinated, and I actually appreciate them for not doing so because I had the example of what was so bad about not getting it. Oh, because you're giving authority to people that you don't trust, or you're trusting a vaccine that got put into the market too early or whatever. And I did my own research after that because I got curious, like maybe they're wrong. Well, let's see.
Yeah, you're not gonna know true effects of it 20 years from now. And here's the thing.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, and you might have somebody who fucking
all the documents for COVID I heard were all redacted. All the documents were redacted. And I was like, what the heck is going on? It's so weird. The whole situation with the vaccines is weird.
Yeah.
All of it. Even like I said, even the main remember when COVID happened and they were throwing out the vaccines and everybody, all the like the celebrities and the politicians are like, hey, look at me, I got the vaccine. It's good. It's clean.
I mean,
and they're also giving
you have
right. Like I said, I understand why people didn't get it, and I also understand why people did get it. But the thing is, if I had to choose again, if I had the option, I probably wouldn't have gotten it.
Hey boys, I am logging out for now though. Y'all have a good one.
He is sick of us. Love you, bro.
Sorry. No, it's not sick of y'all. I'm gonna go masturbate to German fetish porn.
Love you.
But, I'll talk to y'all in the next round, bros. Y'all
later. But yeah, I know where you're coming from. I get it. and I just again I have different perspective on it, and it is what it is.
Honestly, I think I can actually disagree with you when you said that we agree 80% I think we agreed 40% and we disagreed 20%, and the 40% we kind of need to discuss further to see what we stood on, because it was more complex.
Maybe.
Can you agree with me there? Does that make sense? 'Cause that's where I disagree with you on that point. Like we did agree with a lot of stuff. We also need to talk about more things to see what we stood on. And
Yeah, I mean, I think that's fair. I think
that's what I'm taking away from this. But the thing is, I still think it was beneficial to me, because
no, totally.
I don't get to have that in my family relationships or my friends. They don't want to talk about this stuff. Or if they
Yeah,
do,
I mean, they see you because they're
it's
super. Yeah, because they're super.
Oh, he's an extremist. He's an extremist. It's like, yeah, because I learned the most. I'm supposed to be a leader to you in this situation. So please just don't discard me as nothing, right?
Yeah.
It's like saying, oh, you don't make money, you're worthless. Oh, you don't do this, you're worthless. It's like, well, that society is teaching you that. Society is teaching you that. That's not me teaching you that. What you're not even, you're avoiding all of that stuff you could learn from.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't think it's valuable, then don't. I have nothing. I have no choice but to accept what you do with it.
Yeah.
I can't force you to do anything. I can't say, oh, I'm right, you better take me seriously. No, I can't do anything, even if I'm right. But it is my responsibility to at least be responsible on how I deliver that, right? Even if I am right, because if you don't,
I mean, that's why I don't mind. Like,
that's why I don't like
you're
you
literally practicing how to have conversations with.
Yeah, so that way
people
want to stay in the conversation and have a deep conversation and learn instead of wanting to run away from it.
Exactly.
Right? Because there's a lot of people that just want to run away from it. I'm like, why? I'm not going to call you a coward. I'm just saying, don't be afraid.
Because it's easy.
It is easy.
What do you mean?
Easy.
Why? It's very simple. Why?
I know, but I just don't.
That's just people. Yes, Steve, but people are gonna be like that. People are gonna go through path of least resistance. Like
that's why it's why I don't like that. I like difficulties. I like being uncomfortable. I mean, hell, I get pressured all the time for shit.
But that's you, Steve.
I know. But the thing is, if I don't set an example, they might never take the chance. It sucks.
Maybe. Yeah.
That's on me too. That is on me too. If I don't be a good example for that it's worth taking, and they will never take it.
Yeah, that's true.
That's why I don't like. I try not to be like these influencers all the time. It's stupid. I don't think that's the way you should do it.
What do you mean with influencers?
I don't know. There's some influencers just kind of like people.
What if I became an influencer?
Well, actually, no. Maybe well, technically, you are an influencer, kind of. You do have.
In what way?
Well, like on your memes, like we do discuss, some things that are like.
Oh, when I tickle people's political views and shit, you mean?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, and I think that's good. I think it's good. It's like a comedian bringing out. You know what a comedian's job, technically is to make us laugh, but it's also to get us to
talk about tough issues.
Yeah, it's tackling tough issues, tough social issues, right?
Yeah.
Right. And I think that maybe I could learn something from that as well.
Yeah.
Right. Like if I am not funny, well, maybe I could be intellect, wisdom. Maybe I can do it in a different way to get people to care about, or not to care about it, but to at least to learn from those situations that they thought were worthless.
Yeah.
Right. I grew up in a situation.
Wait! I just don't want to lose this. Hold that thought. You grew up in a situation. Okay, hold that thought. Da Vinci says, "Oh yeah, and as a follow-up to that, I do also think that social media has been one of the causes of the severe degradation of those skill sets. But outside of Discord, which is niche, there doesn't exist many forums where you can reasonably talk these things out properly anymore." Yeah, I think that's fair. I think
maybe that's a part of censorship as well. Partly, at least. I'm not saying all of it. I'm just saying that you can't ignore that there is censorship.
There's censorship everywhere. Like that.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't.
Absolutely.
It's pointless getting into that. I think
you can never get rid of that, but you can at least not like. I don't want to be telling people on the right, oh, now you're in power, let's censor the left. No, you're a hypocrite then. Don't do that. Be an example to the left. If they were doing that, if you're saying they're doing that, be an example. Don't tear people down. Just because of they've done it to you.
Yeah.
Because like I said, people have done bad things to me. I didn't want to do that back to them. I've been betrayed. I've been hit. I've been hurt.
Yeah.
I don't do that back at people.
Yeah.
I don't want revenge. I want change. I want growth. I want that. to be my character, my motivations for people instead of like revenge. It's so pitiful.
Yeah.
It's pathetic. It's not a good way to grow society. It's not a good way to grow families and stuff. It makes
But
you
do you
miserable.
think? But that's why I
It
always
makes you
go back to
miserable.
But that's why I always go to the like the cities example, right? Like
Yeah.
to me, it's really sad. For example, in Serbia, you have so many people moving out of villages because they just feel so trapped by their elders who are stuck in the past, right? And I
Well,
think
the thing is, we actually just built the bridge then because we felt we made the middle ground. It doesn't matter how far one sided one side is. The only thing that matters is that we got to the bridge,
yeah,
right? Instead of destroying it,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
So even if I was moving up 30 paces and you up 10, it doesn't really matter. We got to the point where we connected.
yeah,
And that's what people just don't want to stay on. And if you can't, that's fine. You can't force it.
yeah,
But I was able to do that with you. And I did it well,
yeah, for
obviously,
sure.
because like I said, this is our best conversations we've had so far
Yeah.
about these issues. And I
Yeah.
think, like I said, I will learn how to adapt this type of method with people I'm talking to because I don't get much opportunities to do that. Nobody wants to do it,
Yeah,
right?
feel fucking
Because maybe they're
pussies.
afraid. Maybe they're afraid I'm going to humiliate them. It's like, no, I'm not going to do that. Because otherwise, why did somebody humiliate me when I didn't know any better?
I mean, then if you humiliate them, then you're just like not.
You're repeating a bad cycle. It's a bad habit.
Yeah, you're not
I'm
helping
not
yourself
I'm
learn.
not being a good role model. I'm not being a leader if I'm doing that. It doesn't matter what side I'm on,
Yeah, I agree.
right?
agree. Yeah.
Being a good leader is not about being a good white leader, about being a good black leader, about
Yeah.
being a good conservative leader. It's about just having good principles.
I know,
Having
and I mean,
right?
Da Vinci, you're white, right? You're a white Caucasian male, and we're three white Caucasian males talking about social issues, and I think that's also
Yeah.
stupid, because you know that brings up like the DEI, right?
Yeah.
For example, right? Like let's say how much more fruitful these conversation would be if we had an Asian person, if we had a African American person, if we
Well,
had
it depends on the character of the person because they could be
Yes.
absolutely toxic from anywhere, right?
For sure.
And it would ruin the constructive criticism.
But no,
of our
let's
arguments.
let's say there's let's
So
say there
you don't
let's
have
say
a third party unless you know what that's going to happen. Unless you kind of know. Well, I don't know about know, but at least prepare yourself for that change, right?
but
'Cause we
but
can't
what if
throw-
but listen, what if
You
it
know what
even
I'm
was
saying?
but what if
Yeah.
it even was a terrible person, but
Yeah.
but they're a terrible person who knows how to communicate.
Ooh, interesting concept.
Wouldn't
Terrible
that
person.
wouldn't that what I'm talking about, a horrible person
I don't
who
think
is
they'll
very
stay with that.
very different than us culturally, but
Okay,
they're great at
okay.
communicating.
If you're a bad person, like okay, say like you have amnesia, you did a terrible thing, you killed people, and you have amnesia, and and basically you completely flip your script, right? So you could be a terrible person and have the best leadership skills, and then go completely change your character because of that skill set. Does that make sense? You understand what I'm trying to say there, right?
You kind of went too fast for my brain
okay,
there.
Okay. Like I said, you've been a bad person your whole life.
Okay.
You got into an accident. You don't remember your entire life, right? But
Okay.
you think is you're living through the consequences of your previous actions, right? And you're going, holy crap, look at what I've done. And now you have a clear mindset because you don't remember anything.
Okay.
Now you could say, well, that might never change because it's in your nature now because of what you've done. The thing is, does your memories matter? Does your experiences matter? What about your motivation now that you've seen what you are and see the damage you've been done, that you might want to reverse your actions completely? So I can't say that people can't change even in the most extreme circumstances because like I said, I've had shit happen to me, like terrible shit happen to me, but I didn't want to do the easy thing and just give into it. I had to fight against it. I had to learn from it, right? You don't have like abusive parents, for example, because they had bad parents. Sometimes they just learn how to do that, or that's how they communicate to me, and it's up to me to decide. They didn't tell me, hey, don't beat your kids because I did it to you. I have to kind of tell myself that, right? The lesson comes into those experiences. So if you've done bad things, you're a bad person, and something comes into your life that completely messes up that worldview where you just go, what was I doing this whole time?
Yeah.
situations like that can happen because it did happen to me.
No,
I mean,
I'm sure.
I was forced into a situation where I was not happy with, like so unhappy that I did want to kill myself. It was that bad.
Yeah.
Right. But I never got help for that, by the way, because I chose to learn from it and do it on my own.
Yeah.
Now, that doesn't mean everybody's going to work out that way. I'm not saying that don't get therapy, you're going to be fine. Do it like Andrew Tate way, just bury it inside, and or whatever.
Be a fucking man, bro.
You have to learn what works for you. If therapy works for you, do therapy.
Yeah.
If you can handle those battles and you can learn from them and you constructively talk with yourself. I know that sounds weird, but you're kind of learning. You have like a bad day and you just want to sit down and think about what just happened.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. And that's kind of what I did when I was growing up and I had these bad experiences. That it's like, why did this happen to me? And it's not like some religious, religious, what's the word?
Indoctrination.
Radical. It's not like 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 when you're like a drunk and you found God or whatever.
Yeah.
It's not like that. But I understand the spirituality of that. Something bad happened to you. What are you gonna do with it now? You can't change it. You can't morph it into some reasonable, well, some people use it for revenge, right? Like, oh, this bad thing happened to me because this bad person did this to me.
Yeah.
I should do it to them because they did it to me.
Nah, that's pointless. You're just starting a new cycle. Yeah.
No, you have been, honestly, I see it as a gift.
Yeah.
Those bad things happened to me because now I can use it to teach people how great it actually made me out to be. But the thing is, I don't want bad things to happen to them. It's not the point.
Yeah.
It's just the thing that good things can happen from bad things as well.
Yeah.
Especially when, like I said, if it's so impactful that you have no other choice but to make use of it, well, what are you going to do with it? Do you want to take the easy way out and use it for bad reasons because you're justified apparently?
Yeah.
Or you can really do the hard thing and just go, why do I want to repeat the same thing?
Yeah.
Right? You have to. It's like saying, oh, now I'm in the situation of my oppressor. Do I want to do the same oppressive thing that they did to me?
Yeah, it's pointless.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, it depends on the person. Right?
I mean,
here's the thing. I have done the same things in some context, but I think is I had to realize in that moment, like, what am I doing? Like, I'm doing the same thing. I got to stop doing this. No. I hated this, what had happened to me. Why am I putting somebody else through this?
Yeah.
I can't do that. Because then I'm going to relive the same experiences I did before instead of building new memories and new experiences and new relationships and building those people up instead of tearing them down.
Yep.
And that's not what I want to do for either side. When it comes to politics, I want to bring them together. And the thing is, it's not going to be easy, but it's worth doing. It's really, like I said,
yeah, it's something.
Happen.
Yeah.
That's why I feel so passionate about it.
I know.
Right?
I know. Deep down, you just want to like bring everybody to the same page, which, as long as you understand that it's impossible.
It's
exactly.
Impossible. But it's the hardest thing you can do.
Yeah.
It's the hardest. You know what I mean? Like, think about the highest expectations of yourself.
Yeah.
You'll never achieve, but you'll always have something to drive to, no matter what, your entire life.
Yeah. There's that brings up a. Yeah.
There's something good about that. Instead of just something that's easy, you can accomplish every week.
Yeah.
Like, you have a life goal. You have a legacy to live up to, even though you will never get it.
Yeah. Well,
right?
Here's the thing. I guess a little piece of advice. I'll tell you in a second. Da Vinci says, yeah, I'm white. Being LGBT does technically put me in that minority, but it's a very different sort of dynamic than being in a racial minority. Yeah, for sure. That would definitely bring up like a completely different like takes and understandings and reasoning behind things, right? For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. What I wanted to say is one piece of advice that I can give you is that if you in any way, shape, or form are chasing perfection, no matter what you do, you're gonna fail.
Yes, you're absolutely right.
And if you're passionate about politics and you want to be doing that for whatever, right?
I don't know if I want to. Here's the thing: that road is probably going to end badly if I continue. I already see it. I'm not going to do it for that reason because I.
What? Because you're passionate about politics, or what?
No, I know it's a bad lane to go through. It's like saying.
Because you think you would sell your soul because you would have to play their game or whatever, right?
Yeah, I guess that's part of it, but like you're going to become the people that
you hate.
It's like meeting your heroes, and they weren't who you expected.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Right? You've been doing this your entire life. I don't want to get caught up in that lane forever. I just want to see where it ends and where I decide to get off.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it's going to last forever. Because I might even live forever. Like, why would I focus on it my entire life?
I mean,
it's not worth it.
Yeah, I mean, so what if you don't want to become a politician? What do you do it? Like you wanna empower people that are close to you?
Actually,
or...
that's there you go. Empower people, have more critical thinking, have more perspectives, have an arsenal of things that you didn't know you needed, right? Something simple. I don't want to become a politician.
That's fair.
Why would I want to be them?
Yeah, I understand that.
So there's a good question to that. Why the hell do you care about politics if you don't want to be a politician? Good question.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just curious.
It seems so obvious why I'm interested, but it also makes no sense at the same time, right? It's a contradiction, right? Exactly. But the thing is, I know where it leads, and I don't want to go there. It's like Russell Brand. You know who Russell Brand is?
Yeah, I don't know.
He's a British actor.
Yeah, I know who he is.
Okay, he said something that actually resonated with me when he said, "I don't want to become what they are." He's like, "Why don't you just run for government?" It's like, I don't want to become what they are. I'll be a liar. I'll be in this cesspool of corruption. You're right into it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's not the best way to do it. So, I see the same thing for me. I don't think I want to be in politics, like in the full space of it. I kind of just want to be in these types of spaces where it feels more connective. It's not like I have some obligation to do a PR statement that I don't agree with.
Yeah.
It would completely take away my character of who I am. I would have no options. Everything would be taken away. So it's hard. It's really hard to see yourself down the line, and you're like, is this worth my time? Well, like, this proves that it's worth my time. Conversations like this.
Yeah. I mean, but how long is that gonna keep you like satisfied in doing that, and are you gonna regret? I don't think you're ever gonna regret those conversations because you're gonna grow from it. Like either way, I think you're gonna grow from it.
I have to see the good and the usefulness of it, no matter what. Because if I don't, I'm being irresponsible and I'm wasting people's time.
Well, you're not wasting people's time. Don't worry. Another thing, I guess.
I think I'm wasting their time. If somebody
listen.
in my life.
Listen, wait.
Okay.
Listen, let me just tell you.
Go ahead.
What I want to tell you is, no matter whoever tells you, you need to be selfish in order to grow, right? Like, what you're doing.
I am also doing this selfishly because I
know you
partly.
are. I know you are. But what I'm trying to tell you is change your mindset from like, if I change this person's opinion on politics, on social issues, whatever, right? Don't look at it that way. Look at it.
Don't be too selfless. Don't be too selfless.
Yeah.
Because
Because at the end of the day, like,
too much of a good thing is a bad thing.
Exactly.
Like too compassionate. You're right.
Yeah.
It's the same
so
thing.
Like you need to find, you need to tell yourself like, I want to debate with this person mainly because I think I can learn something from them.
Because that's something I can control. I can control that. That's me. That's my brain. That's my thoughts.
Yeah.
I can take away the good things about it that I think should be done.
Yeah.
Even though my opponent might not.
For sure. That's
selfish. Because the thing is that also is reasonable because I can't control if other people learn from me or not. I have no choice. It doesn't matter if it's the bad things they learn from me or the good things. Yeah. And here's the thing: if you want to be a good leader, you have to let people appreciate your flaws because at least they have something to learn from. That's not just the good things. You don't hide that stuff. Yep. I have flaws, and if I'd be irresponsible not to expose those flaws for you to learn from as well.
Yeah.
And people don't like doing that, right? Like there's some things I could tell you about.
Hey, Jordan.
Like I wouldn't tell over this, but trust me, I have stuff that I would tell you that you shouldn't do that I've done.
Yeah.
Because that's the best way to care about people is even though it's gonna hurt my image, it will stop them from doing something that I would regret seeing them do themselves.
Oh, for sure. I mean, and then there's also
that is selfless.
Yeah, and there's also those situations where
for doing that.
Yeah.
You're also gonna have respect for people are gonna respect you for doing that. Yeah, the thing is, not everybody's going to do that. Everything has consequences. Everything you do has consequences.
Yep.
I just want to be able to effectively analyze it and go, what am I going to do with this? Now that it's happened.
Yeah.
What are the consequences? I have to weigh my options. If I know what the options are, even though that they've never been disclosed to me, and I just figure it out myself with like a half a second, I'm doing something good as a leadership skill.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
Delegating to myself the choices that matter and what don't matter.
Yep.
What doesn't matter is to choose to care about what people think about what I say or what I do or who I am, instead of just saying, well, that is who I am. And I hope you guys appreciate that, because you could learn something. You never know. Just like if you were to tell me this, maybe I'll learn something.
Yeah.
Even though it's maybe humiliating, maybe if it's embarrassing, maybe it's.
I mean, I don't know. If you have to worry about, like, if you would have to.
If you don't want to say it, that's fine too.
No, what I was gonna say is, like, if
I will
you
restrict some stuff, and I will tell you some stuff too. Like I've just told you a few things, right?
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah.
But I did that because I'm seeing if it is actually worth you. And honestly, I can tell that because you're letting me speak more, a lot more now than ever.
Yeah.
And I think that's because you're really curious, right? Is that why?
No.
You sure? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Poor analysis then. Poor take on me. But
No.
You allowed me to speak a lot more than you usually do. I noticed that.
Honestly, why I'm letting you speak a lot more is because I'm tired. I mean, I'm just being just honestly, and another reason is I think you need to surround yourself with people that are not gonna judge you for whatever you experienced or whatever happened to you,
I'm
right?
afraid that if you judge me there, I'm always gonna have people that judge me around me. That's never gonna change.
They're always gonna be what?
There's always gonna be people around that are gonna judge you. Just because you don't realize it doesn't mean it's not happening.
Oh no! You misunderstood what I'm saying.
Okay, go ahead. Try again then.
You need to keep people that are important to you and close to you, that are going to be able to call you out on shit that you do, but also understand when you open up to them, right? Like
yes, absolutely.
Yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Like
it's a good balance.
Yeah,
it's a good balance.
Yeah,
like I said, because you become an enabler then.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want you to enable me.
Yeah.
You make me weak that way. Exactly. But I don't want you to disagree with everything just because you're angry. Right? So there's both of those are bad.
Yeah.
They're both extreme.
Yeah.
Right? But the thing is, both are good. And
I mean, we're circle jerking over the same thing, which is like, if we're just all a little bit more reasonable and like mediated, like things would be better for everybody.
Well, that has to be appealing enough to people, right? So depends on the person's character. If I'm a very popular person, like, I don't know, somebody that's popular that I have a lot of respect for, like Jordan Peterson, for example, I guess, I don't know if that's a good example, but let's say him. Okay. If you have a really good leader, it makes it more appealing to actually try to adapt yourself because you're inspired by the person that's telling you what you should do or try to do, right? Right? If you have, obviously it's not really impactful for me, because I don't have a lot of influence, right? I don't have the feedback to see what it actually does. Like in this conversation right now, I don't know what people are actually going to do with this. No idea.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's valuable on a big, mass amount of people, but individually, I have what I have, right? That's why
you have your experience with this conversation.
Even if I had all that, information, there's only so much you can absorb. I'm like, hell, look at you've got your channel, right? You can't see everything.
I mean,
you can't control everything.
Yeah, I feel like I'm doing something positive with it. Even though it's not reaching like a lot of people or anything.
That's not the point. That's not the point, though.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
You do it anyways, right?
So I'm passionate about it.
So there is something that we have relatable. What do you call it? We have something in common because of that.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how big the group is that you affect. It just matters that if it does anything good, and it makes you fulfilled to do it.
Yeah.
Right. This is fulfilling to do. I like having individual conversations with people.
Yeah.
I do. And I like having deep conversations with people, even though that I don't really have a lot of people doing that with me, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But sometimes.
I mean, do you think that most people don't like to communicate with you because it's them, or is because it's you?
Probably both. It's gonna be both. Every time, both.
Okay. That's fair.
But it's up to me to see how I can do better to actually be more appealing or something more attractive to talk to, because of be like, oh, this guy's going to be such a great inspiration to learn from in these situations. I want to talk about this stuff, even though I might disagree, right? They're taking a leap of faith to do that, right?
Yeah.
And I think if that does happen, because it does happen, people do talk to me that wouldn't really talk to me, and I'm like, wow, interesting. I mean, hell, I was talking to that one girl about that conversation about the what do you call it? The person who was volunteering at the school and was dehydrating the kids. I was like, yeah, you're toughing the kids up, but you're also causing harm. So it's like, how do you how do you maximize discipline without cruelty, or with little amount of cruelty? And that's what he should have done. But instead, he just decided to make his own rule book instead of to learn from what he did wrong, especially when people are calling him out saying this is wrong.
I mean,
And
that dude's a
take
fucking
offense.
nutcase,
He didn't listen
honestly.
to feedback, and now he looks like an idiot. Because he does look like an idiot, and I agree with her, but I also disagree with her too.
Yeah.
Right? I think it's good that you are disciplining these kids, but I don't like the way you're doing it.
Yeah.
Right? See,
But
that's your middle ground right there.
Exactly. You're
Right?
just coming to the middle ground again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I used to train basketball, right? And our coach, like, he would get so fucking worked up over us, and we're like,
And that's bad.
and we're like, yo, dude, like,
sometimes, okay, I had well, not abusive coach, but he was very emotional and like upset. The thing is, he was such a good coach. I think people were able to.
Well, you can be a good coach and be a shitty fucking human being, right?
Yeah, but the thing is, will the players listen to that player, anyways? Right.
Yeah.
So you can do that. You can still have bad traits as a coach that the players don't like, but if you get results, maybe that's what the players want, right? So like my team, when I was playing Brimball in my younger years, we had, like I said, a coach that was very extreme, but he was a good coach and he was right. So even though that I didn't like the way he applied himself to the players as a person of, inspiration or leadership, he got results, right? So even though that you get one negative, you get a positive that's bigger than the negative.
Yeah.
Right. And people, like I said, because the results did matter to us as players, as his team.
Yeah.
So the thing is, it's my responsibility to look at the situation as a leader and go, well, I don't want to do it that way, but I see the results and it's work, and that's good.
Sorry. I just had to get it out of my system. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, he was very verbally abusive. But the thing is, he wasn't like that all the time. But a lot of the times he did that. But the thing is, like I said, the results mattered the most to us. So we did what he said, and he was right.
Yeah.
We played better. We won games because of that. Hell, like I said, I've had people that are extremely defensive of me and also extremely like offensive to me. So I know what both of those extremes feel like. I mean, I've had this one of my coaches was so defensive of me because we won this game because I kept us in the game. I was playing my ass off. I had fucking so many saves. I was playing amazing. I was freaking dead after that game. And if we would have lost that game, it would have been tournament over. Yeah. We would have won 0-2, and that would have been embarrassing for us. But I worked my ass off that game. I was like, we're going to win this game. I'm going to play my best. And I got benched the first game, and people obviously were upset about that.
Yeah.
But the second game, we played absolutely amazing. And we won the game 1-0, and that team was dirty as hell as well. And this is when I was like a teenager, like 11, 10, no. Yeah, like 11 or 10, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the coaches was so pissed off at the team that they weren't giving me enough credit. And he would start yelling at these players, like, it's the only reason why you're fucking still here is because of that guy right fucking here. You're not leaving this goddamn dressing room until you fucking say congratulations to him right now. He did that. And by the way, I'm just zoned the fuck out because I'm tired as hell.
Yeah.
I'm just like, did he just cuss the whole team out? And as much as I want to appreciate that, I also see the negativity in it. But the thing is, the players understand that got results from them because they know he was right.
Yeah.
Right? Have you ever watched this show called I think it's called House?
Yeah. I mean, I watched. I never
that
watched.
situation. Yeah, but that situation reminds me of that whole character. Is that if the results matter more, people can behave all they want. But it's like I don't agree with that. But
you can't just focus
see the
on
usefulness.
one.
Yeah, you can't just focus on one because if you neglect the other, it's going to keep happening.
Yeah,
and a better leader won't emerge from those mistakes, right? You should learn from the good and the bad.
Sure.
Right. So that's what I'm seeing from the people who extremely protective of me and also extremely, whatever the opposite of that is.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I see that in the coach, and I'm like that. I'm grateful that he stood up for me and he made this team, think more harshly about their actions because they did play bad, and I had to step up and play good for them. And he wanted me to get the appreciation for that and the consideration or whatever, but I didn't like the way he did it. But the thing is, I knew in that situation, I was
They
like,
needed to learn that, right?
they needed to know that the
Yeah.
results mattered more than how it came off.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like, there's nothing I can do in a situation like that. Right. And I'm like 10 or 11. I didn't know any better. Right. So I was just like, wow, that was kind of cool. Right. I'm like I said, I'm a young kid. I don't know any better.
Yeah.
I didn't think about. I'm not
Somebody
thinking
stood
about
up to
what
you,
I'm doing
like
now.
you
No,
appreciated that.
he stood up for me in the best way I can think of when I was a kid. Now I'm thinking about it this way, like I love the way he did it, but I also am thinking about and debating with myself, is that the kind of attitude I would do in that situation?
Yeah.
How would I place myself in his shoes? Right? Yeah.
Sure.
Sorry.
No,
It's
you're
probably
good.
getting late, man.
Yeah,
You sure want to keep
it's
talking?
I mean, I'm probably gonna go soon because I'm just so fried, honestly. Like I wanna keep talking, but I don't think I can contribute to the conversation as much anymore.
I think you just been listening a lot.
Yeah, I don't
I'm
no,
sorry.
I don't mind listening. It's just like I don't think I can not push back, but I don't think I can provide anything
It's okay.
back. You know
It's
what I
okay.
mean?
No, it's okay. You're allowing me to bounce ideas off of you, even though that you might not be cognitively aware of what we're talking about 24/7.
Yeah,
That's
it's
fine. Don't worry about that, man. I'm cool with that. I already understand that about you well enough.
Yeah,
But
it's
this is helpful for me. It really does help me.
yeah.
Like I
I'm
said, people
glad.
don't. Like I said, it's good to be the person who sees things that other people don't. Right? Like
For sure.
another man's trash is another man's treasure. Right?
Yeah,
Right?
there you
I
go.
like the mentality. I like the
Yeah,
mentality.
yeah, there
Right?
you
So
go.
right? So bad experiences can be useful to me. You know, situations that even like I said, even I could just because it played out in my favor doesn't mean I like that situation how it played out. Right?
Yeah, for
So I
sure.
don't like the way he acted, but he did stand up for me, and it did produce better results in the team. So
Yeah, for
even
sure.
though there is a negative, there is two pluses. I did deserve that. It's not egotistical to do that because it was true, and the team needed to hear that. And he did kind of light a fire under their asses. And honestly, I think they needed that because we were playing poorly. First two games we lost,
Yeah,
and we're a better team. We should have won those two games.
yeah.
But like I said, that was there's always a tipping point in situations like that where somebody just does something amazing that just kind of just pulls you
Pushes
out
you
of the
over the
worst
edge.
situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it gives you your second wind. And then we went to the finals and we lost, but we beat that. The first game we lost the team that played in the finals, but you had to win two games at the end because it's a 2-game knockout tournament.
Yeah.
Okay, so that we had to play against the team again. We beat them the first time and we lost the second time. The thing is, if we didn't have the motivation to get there, we'd have played like freaking 5-6 games to get there. That's a lot of games in a few days.
Yeah.
Especially for a whole team, especially for kids. But
Oh, for sure. That's like
I still
borderline
remember
abuse.
I use these memories to teach me stuff. I use these experiences to
Well,
teach
you
me
learned.
stuff.
I think you learned to analyze and realize
Yeah.
certain things
Yeah.
as you got older.
Well, the thing is, that happens naturally when you're so isolated. Because when I was a kid, I was very isolated. I didn't have any friends.
Yeah.
I didn't talk very much. I wasn't a leader. I'm complete opposite of I used to be. Now I have my own team. Now I'm discussing things. I'm leading a lot of things right now that I would never have done when I was a kid. Because back then I was miserable and also very alone and very, like I said, isolated.
Yeah.
But the thing is, something good came out of it that I was able to appreciate.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing I can do, because it's the best. That's the best option I have. What else do I choose?
Yeah.
Do I just let it bury me down, or should I let it build me back up, right? And use that as an example for others to learn from, right? Because if they can take their bad situations and turn into something good, and
For
not
sure.
be the worst of themselves, bring the best of themselves.
I mean, you can dwell on your self pity, or you can just fucking at some point decide to
Yeah,
change.
I know.
That's
I
it.
don't want pity. I don't want pity.
Yeah.
I want.
No,
to
I'm
see-
saying that's probably how you were back in the day.
Yeah. No. Yeah. You're right. No, actually, I was absolutely.
Even though you were quiet,
pity
you're like
back then.
kind of,
No, I
you're
was-
probably telling yourself like, oh, this is me, this is my fault, blah blah blah.
Yeah,
But
I
you
was-
never really did anything to change it, or.
Well, I
you know.
couldn't. I had no choice. I had no choice.
Yeah.
I was put in a situation I had no control over.
Yeah.
But, just like you said, like
Now you're
we
working
can't
on it.
control.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I had no choice, so I was like, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
But hey, maybe one day we'll talk about that. But like I said, it's personal stuff. The most important
no,
part.
you don't have to.
I left out details because, I don't think it's relevant until I'm ready to do that. Until
That's- yeah, don't worry about
right?
it.
It's just natural. Everybody does that. But
That's okay.
the most important part is that these stories did something good. in conversations like this.
Yeah.
And it did for me, absolutely. Because now I know how to kind of describe the situation and be a leader in those experiences, even though they're, embarrassing or humiliating to talk about.
Yeah.
Because if I don't, then people aren't going to see much leadership in me. They're just not.
Yep.
There's just, right? That's the best qualities of it. And why wouldn't I?
Exactly.
Okay, you should go to sleep. I'm sorry.
You're fine, man. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna.
Well, I hope you learned something. I hope I was helpful.
There's always value in our conversations.
Yeah. Like I said, do you think this is our best discussion yet? Like I said, I think so.
Yeah.
I think we did a lot of constructive discussion. That was great. I enjoyed that very much.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
It's too bad the other guys just had to go through that.
I probably fucking fell asleep.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna get off. All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna end the stream here in a minute too. I'm really
Oh, you
tired.
still got the stream going?
Yeah.
Holy shit! So everybody heard all that stuff? Oh.
Yeah, that's okay. I was playing Path of Exile. But anyway, thank you everybody for watching. Thank you for playing, Steve. And then we'll be back. I think Friday again. Wednesday.
Not next week. It's,
you got the tournament.
Yeah, we're taking a break anyways. We're taking a break anyways, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna take 3 weeks off. Something like that.
Yeah.
Three,
something like that.
maybe more.
Yep,
Okay. Well,
yep.
you can keep me updated.
Yeah, I mean we have the chat. We'll have the chat going regardless.
Yeah. I mean we can
don't
do
worry.
something possibly for fun or whatever once in a while or something like that. But yeah, like next weekend I'm busy. I got a tournament.
Sounds good, brother.
Yeah.
Good
I got
luck.
a big tournament. Oh, thank you very much.
Good luck. You got this.
Oh, good luck with your videos, by the way.
Yes, sir.
I remember you were doing some videos.
Yeah. Working
Okay.
on a couple.
All right.
All
I'll
right,
let you go, buddy.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Bye.
You too. Bye.
So yeah, thank you all for watching. Did a little Path of Exile farming, and then I want to play on Wednesday, but I don't know if I will. So I will keep you all updated on Facebook. But thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit a little bell so you can see when the new videos are coming out. And I will see you all very, very soon. Until next time.